Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. It's been a long road, but we're finally making the final character in the set of 12. It's kind of crazy to think about, honestly. Oh man.
It really goes to show how fast everything has been flying given the circumstances.
Well, yeah, but it's still crazy how, just like it's been done really fast, but it's also feel like we've been doing this forever,
No, 3 months is not forever, and we've been doing this for 3 months straight. That's
crazy,
awesome,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you say it was creepy?
Crazy.
Oh, I was gonna be like, I don't think creepy was the right verbiage
crazy,
here.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us again. Today we're making Dolus, the main antagonist of Czech.
The Angie boy.
Yeah, fucking Barak. Wait, fuck me. It's really been 3 months? It's crazy, right?
Yeah. If we've done 12 of these, then it's 3 months to this day.
Yep. I had considered putting today off to get ready for Royce and Benny visiting later this week, but I decided, nah, I can do all my shit tomorrow. So. God, Dolus, though. It is Tuesday indeed.
It's Tuesday, my dudes. Ah!
So, speaking of Tuesdays, next week we will be going back to the semi-regular schedule of Classic Dogger Tuesdays, and Miki will be picking up the first Tuesday of each month as, for the fan submission streams.
Yay!
Which reminds me, I'm gonna go check those. Got it here somewhere.
Oh yeah, God, we've left them be for a little while. I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've let's see if we can find it. It's gotta be here somewhere. Oh boy, there's a lot to scroll through. Fuck, this is gonna take a while. Oh god. Wait, is that it? No, that's not it. There it is. Found it. Wait, wait, no, that's not it. That's after the fact. Ah, there it is. Found it.
Alright. I can figure out what's bothering me about this. I know I can.
Hey, Cody, thank you for joining us.
Whoops.
Is the thing that's bothering you the fact that Dolus can probably see you through the screen?
I mean, that would be a problem. But Dolus knows not to fuck with me because I created him visually.
Right,
Aww, he has the same relation with you as he does with me.
I am partially a creator here. You would not look like an angry, angsty, handsome man if it weren't for me. Just saying.
Alright, let's see.
Like avoiding saying I created you because it technically didn't. The design, maybe yes. But the character itself, no.
Alright, let's see.
I think that looks better. Okay. No. There we go. Yes, there we are. Alright.
Alright, let's see.
Swoop, swoop.
Slime universe. No, because she hasn't shown up yet. Let's see.
Yeah.
Either. Okay, so we're down to 10 suggestions. I had to prune some that that we couldn't do. So we currently have 10 suggestions for the next art stream, which I imagine we're gonna get more. But Shiro tries Nyanta's Nibbles, the Lily Platelet but Final Draft, Lily and Toast cosplaying as Maple and Syrup from Beaufort, Chopper in a bathrobe with a cup of coffee with a rude message on it and a "don't talk to me" expression, a picnic / ice cream date of all of the series you did, including Check. So in that case, it would be from like one series with all of them doing a picnic thing. So that would be there. Jinx reunited with Arm Teacher. Oh god. The Fat Dog Crew. What they would look like in the Slime universe. Kirby inhaling toast and gaining toast powers. Not sure what that would look like. I imagine it would probably look a lot like what Kirby does when he inhales Ridley.
A cheater. Filthy cheater.
Oh, here's one. I like to see Tony and Chibi cuddling on a couch. Okay. And draw some D&D characters from both games. So we currently have 10. I will... Let's see. Fan art.
God, at some point I just need to save up enough money to commission her to just make freaking Asherman. That'd be funny.
Boop.
There we go. Put that in fan
I have
and
2 commissions that I still need to
pin
do.
message.
That
There we
was-
go.
Okay. So I have a mild waiting line.
All right. Now I've not been looking at chat, so give me just a moment while I okay, how you guys? How's everyone doing?
Oh boy.
All right, Jared says, can't hear you because I'm in public and don't have headphones, but all I want to say is thanks, Miki, for the art streams and can't wait for the next fan art one.
Aww.
They like your art enough that they're coming to watch it in complete silence.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Well, when you put it like that, jeez. Gosh, okay, guys.
Hey, Jim.
Baka.
This is why sometimes I just choose to not read between the lines, because holy crap, I can't handle that right now. That's
Hey.
amazing.
Hey, Jim. Thank you for joining us. You haven't missed a whole lot. Also, Miki, remember to save.
He'll have plenty of times to remember to save on the other art streams.
Should have named him Dole Whip Boy. That's what
Dole
he is.
Whip. Yeah.
No, Dole Whip. He's my Dole Whip boy.
So,
Okay.
do you want to, Darga, do you want to talk about kind of what we're, where we are in the planning process for, you know, the first thing of Check and kind of what our order of operations are going to be going forward?
I forget.
Alright. That's actually kind of nice too, because I think I have tomorrow off, so I can wake up early and do something Check related.
Good. So, for those of you who do not know, our executive producers, the crazy bastards who have, at least I sincerely hope, have the disposable income to donate $100 to us every month on Patreon, they get ground level access to everything. That does include Check. In fact, we were in a call with some of them. Was it earlier this week? Or no, last week. Where we were showing them the first draft of our prologue and getting, you know, their thoughts and opinions.
the first draft of the rough draft of the prologue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of this is nice, and a lot of what in the world is this? This actually is why is this here? This could have been worded better. This could have been something better. And I'm like, perfect. That makes sense. Yep, I agree. What can I replace that with? Let's talk about that. You get to see the good, the bad, the ugly on the executive producer side.
Not only do they get to see it before anyone else, like they're getting to see this before a lot of our crew does.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are playing the cards so close to the chest.
At this point, I might actually have the second draft before crew members start looking at it, because what they brought up was something unlike, oh yeah, that is leftovers from an idea that I actually scrapped midway through writing. I'll fix that. Oh yeah, that actually is just a better idea and is what I wanted to say anyways. I'll do that. So.
Yep, and so not only that, but they also kind of help influence the direction that we go, because they're a part of our test audience. You know, we ask them, hey, maybe read this over, give us your thoughts. Is something unclear? Could, you know, just like Darkon said, could it be worded better? You know, if it's a crazy involved process, and it is 100% optional. Like, they don't need to be involved there, but they are 100% able if they so choose. And it's, I mean, how long was that call? It had to have been 2-3 hours.
Yeah, about 2-3 hours.
So, like, that's some of the stuff that, you know, some of the crazy perks you get being an executive producer. But again, it's one of those things where it's only do that if you can afford it. And I sincerely hope the people who are currently executive producers can actually afford it.
Wow, you try to like call out these whole people's lives.
It's just, Mickey, you have to understand.
We're making sure you're not crippling your lives in doing this.
Yeah, you have to understand. We've had patrons who due to one reason or another had to stop being patrons for a while and left our server and left our friends list, like in Final Fantasy, for example. Like, oh well, I'm not a patron anymore. I didn't feel like I had a right to be here. And we're like, no, come back.
Yeah. Some of them, that's the gentle one. Some of them got like weird personal crazy. It's like, no, it's fine. You being here is fine.
So it's just they're crazy devoted, and it's incredibly flattering, humbling, and also terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As amazing and hilarious it is, outside of the one-off jokes on, haha, we made him sweat again, reaching the point of like, why Justin Bieber can't go outside in public anymore because he'll just get swarmed by people that are just insane. You guys both are the reason why we're doing this, and I love you, and you sometimes scare the crap out of me. But keep it up and keep it safe.
Agreed, yes. But yeah,
so actually, oh, go ahead.
So with that said, so you guys get an idea of, like, you know, how involved the process is when you are behind those closed doors. And additionally, if you have a setup that meets our recording requirements when we do open auditions, because they will be available to the public, and you fit the role that we're looking for in your cast, then hey, you're a part of the Fat Dog crew at that point. So it's
You one of us.
Exactly. Yes.
So speaking of auditions.
Yep.
To answer what Anthony was talking about from before, the current because we don't really have a flow for this yet, because nobody has ever actually done this in this exact manner before. So the current working plan is Anthony and I go back and forth and make up a whole bunch of rough drafts about what we believe needs to be in the episode, why it needs to be there, and the best guess that we have on how to deliver it. That is what I keep referring to as the rough draft. So once we go back and forth and we have a full episode rough draft completed, we go to storyboarding. We make sure everything lines up fine. We begin seriously thinking about the prospect on, we have to show these panels one at a time. What is the proper arrangement of the panels? Does anything need to be shifted around, either direction wise and particularly line wise on what needs to be spoken and when. Once we enter the final steps of storyboarding, that is when we start out the audition work and other voice work. Because at that point, we have a very solid idea on what is said and when and why with what inflection.
Yoshimi says, "Hi, Mr. Darkon."
Hello.
So anyway,
Mister in my name in a long time. And then that just goes to the regular production and post-production side of every single media.
That's a tough one. If I could have anyone... Oof.
Context.
So if you could have any voice actor for Dolus, who would it be?
I see. This is where context.
Matt Mercer. Doga replies Matt Mercer.
I'm sorry?
Matt Mercer's a good bean.
I would go with James Marsters. He, for those of you who don't know, he's the guy who played Spike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
God.
And he also voices, he does the audiobooks for the Dresden Files. That's who I would have voice Dolus.
Oh, that makes sense. As soon as you bring up Dresden Files, I'm like, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Go with Nuke. You would go with Nuke. Mark Hamill. Wait, when did Mark Hamill do an entire episode of Justice League on his own? What episode was that? Was that like an episode that aired and it just so happened to be he was the only voice actor?
Huh, interesting. But kind of going down the list, if I could have anyone to voice, like ideally, like who I would think would make a great, like, if we want to go down, Chibi is not here right now, Yoshi.
Oh no, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the Justice League action. There was they do shorts. They do 2 minute, 3 minute shorts on YouTube that are YouTube exclusive. And one of the episodes was just all the characters that he voiced in one episode.
Okay. So, do we want to go down the list and, like, our ideal people to voice who?
If you're gonna do that, I'm not gonna be able to contribute much because I don't know. This is not my category.
I mean, I'm already going down the list.
Go ahead.
Alright, give me a moment while I,
Just be aware that, like, at least 90% or more of the people that you're gonna ask, you're gonna bring up, I'm gonna reply with poo.
I know you are.
I don't know names.
Also shame.
You'll know some of them. I know for a fact you'll know some of them.
I will know them with reference, but without reference, I don't know names.
Alright, so let me pull up our characters real quick and go through them. For the Black Hand, I don't have anyone in mind. That's just... there's just no one in mind for her, and there's a reason for that I can't go into. Haseo? Dan Havidan from the Game Grumps, I think would make a perfect Haseo. Dan Havidan, yes. I think he would make a perfect Haseo. And I have my reasoning for it that, you know, but let's see. Alright, for Himika. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Sorry, when you said that, I just had freaking Haseo go through so many Starbomb songs, and I'm like,
Himika. Oof, that's tough. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't think you would know off the top of your head too many female voice actors, at least not for that archetype.
No, I'm brain farting on her name. Give me just a moment. Hold up.
Oh, you have an idea? Okay. If you don't know the name of the person, do you know the name of the character who she plays?
I think that's what
That's what I'm. Barbara Dunkelman, the voice of Yang from Ruby, I think would make a great Himiko.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
She goes from one character to another, and what characters do you voice? The characters that are like, "Hi, I'm X, let's fight."
Dogger, I have the biggest man crush on Dan. If we managed to cast him, I would not be able to contain myself. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. No, I remember. Okay, there was another thing that you were gonna do with Dan. No, I remember the other Dan reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, we talked about that one. Okay.
Ooh, Jin. That's a tough one. I think Matt Mercer would make a really good Jin.
I shall reiterate that Matt is a good baby.
I think he'd make a really good Jin.
Sweet,
Lily,
sweet.
I'm keeping that to myself.
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah, we gotta. I have a feeling Lily would also just be a very, high opportunity, high contestation character,
Yeah.
and I would not want to say anything that would influence
Agreed, yes.
beforehand or after the hand
Yep.
on who gets her.
Yep.
Unfortunately, she's too much of a hotspot for me to comment on in any regard.
Yeah, definitely. Lisette. Oof. Oh my god, I can't remember her name. Fuck. Just a minute.
Wait, Matt Mercer's Leon? Okay, I have a voice for him now. Alright.
He also voices McCree.
Matt Mercer for Lily. I don't. We'll see. If he's that good, then we'll see.
Oh my god, I can't remember the name. Fuck.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Alright, so which character are we referring to right now?
Lisette.
Yeah, somebody brought up the other Ruby cast. I don't know.
No, I remember. Martha Harms. Martha Harms, let's see, hold up, let me pull up some of her characters that she's done. She voices Maya in Borderlands 3. Let's see, who else does she do? Oh, it's,
Wait. She's an Officer Jenny? Really?
yeah, she voices Maya in Borderlands 2 and 3.
Wait, is she the Officer Jenny, though?
Maybe? I don't know.
I'm losing my mind.
She's Officer Jenny in Sun and Moon, I know that.
Yeah, she from 2018 onwards, she took the... Okay. Somebody in Assassination Classroom.
Fucking Macro. Oof. You know what?
Oh! She's her from Assassination's Classroom!
Yeah, you know what? I think, fuck, what's his name? Hold up, let me pull up his name. I can't remember
The
this
teacher
fucker.
lady. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that. Yeah, the actual name. Irene Chevekin?
What the fuck's
Yeah,
this
the
guy?
English teacher. That's funny.
Justin Briner for Macro. He's the voice of, Izuku Midoriya for, My Hero Academia. I think he would make a fantastic Macro.
God, I'm so out of the loop on dubs. You immediately bring up, it's like, so everyone has seen this, so everyone knows what the voice is as soon as I say this word, and I'm like, I have no idea. Well, that's why this is more your show than mine. Did you do character summary yet? Not yet.
Barina Palinicia. I think I know I'm butchering that name. She's the English voice actress for Yunagasai in Future Diary. I think would make a fantastic fit for Molly.
Yeah, I could see that.
Jeremy Lay would be perfect for Tetra. She's the voice of Lucy from Fairy Tail and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
Tucker. Oof. So, all right, in a perfect world, without all of the allegations going around, Vic Mignogna for Tucker, I think he'd be perfect for the character.
But that's a big no.
I know, but like again, in a perfect world,
If he was a good person.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. In a perfect world.
I know, I'm just imposing.
But Blake Swift would also be a really good Tucker. And for those of you who don't know who Blake Swift is, he does Jaden in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Abridged. He also does a bunch of other stuff. He voiced the main character in the animated series Tome.
Oh, yeah.
And Vulcus. Oh, that's easy. That. Oh my god, I'm brain farting on the name. Give me a moment. Oh, you know what? Another good person for Tucker would be Eric Vale.
I'll be right back.
Eric Vale is the voice of Sanji. At least I'm pretty sure that's correct. Hold up. Just a moment. I'm almost positive Eric Vale voices Sanji. Yeah, he voices Sanji. He also voices Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. And then for Vulcus, there can be no one but Chris Sabat for Vulcus. Like, ideally. And that's the voice of Vegeta and Piccolo.
Okay.
Okay, now that I'm done doing that, I can look at chat again. Sorry, I was preoccupied with that. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay. Yoshi asks, Mr. Darkon, which anime should get a season 2 from the new season?
Was there a list? What?
Yoshi means...
Which anime should get... Okay, so by new season, do you mean by the current things that are happening?
Okay, Tower of God definitely needs season 2.
Tower of God, I'm familiar with the original works, and Tower of God is maximum big news, but I can't have that be my pick because I'm very unfamiliar with it. But the art style is actually insane, so it is money on just making the animation the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want, everyone's saying all this other stuff, but to my understanding, I read season 2 from the new season, as in like current stuff, like this actual quarter. I have not seen too many things this quarter. The only thing that I am even familiar with is Bofuri and the Villainous one.
I was just about to say, we actually just watched that last night and earlier today.
And
it is really good.
Is the anime finished? Did it go through 12 or 13? I lost track of it.
I think 12 episodes, and yeah, I mean it seemed pretty finished to me.
Very...
I guess they left the door open, but
no,
doubt
that's not what finished means in a season. Are they currently done their season? I'm assuming we're in the newest quarter right now, so everything should be wrapping up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it had its ending episode, but
So-
I don't think it will get a season 2. They wrapped everything up pretty nice.
Well, that thing exploded so financially, it is so off the wall that it already came up with its own its own internal spin-off on what if she got the memories back, but later, like really late. Like you have less than a year to sort all this out late. So it's already maximum money.
And here I have seen
spin-offs everywhere. So, on one regard, I can see that getting a season 2. On the other regard, if I'm wrong, correct me. That one is not based off of a light novel. That actually is a manga first. The manga, they're caught up effectively to the manga at this point. So the things are still going, but if there's no light novel that's backing the manga up, then they're caught up, and there's no material for a season 2 yet. I can see that getting a season 2 down the line though, because this was like Sword Art Online levels of money.
I just don't see a season 2 coming out of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the anime, and the anime probably like super wrapped up, even more hardcore than other things.
Like, truth be told, if they tried to make a season 2 of the I was reborn as the Villainous, I probably would be really disappointed, because I think that they did a really good job with the 12 episodes that they have. It was a really captivating and sweet story. You loved all the characters, and I think that a season 2 would ruin it.
The current thing in the manga is quite simply the exact same style of wrap up, but life doesn't end. Like real life doesn't just end when that happens. So now she's living with the consequences of what she'd done, and it's all very hijinks based.
Yeah,
I mean, give this a watch. I have not seen it.
Oh, there is. It's not a season 2. It'd be probably like a season like 4 or 5 by now. But they're gonna keep what's the freaking like the person who says "I love you" first loses, whatever the name of that one is. That one is just going to keep going because the manga has reached the point of also so much damn money that they're gonna keep it going. That one has also reached that level of priority and money that the name of the manga doesn't even like make sense anymore, and it's still going, and it's still tense, and crazy things are still happening, even though the name of the manga doesn't even make sense anymore because we're past that. That's how far the manga's gotten, and it keeps going. There's still more. So that one's going to get additional seasons at some point.
I also they've actually this wouldn't even be like, they're not even done with season 1. They in fact just only released the first episode, but there is another Webtoons Crunchyroll Crunchyroll original that I personally actually have been reading the manga on, which is God of High School. The first episode is out on Crunchyroll, and it is fire, and I need that to proceed. It has the potential to be like the next big thing.
And here I am just hoping for Air Gear to get a reboot. I'm a very simple man.
Wish.
Just give me my Air Gear.
It's a valiant wish there.
Oh, it will never happen.
Oh, well, ripperonis on anything that I know about. I guess I should have watched probably like the after credits thing of the last episode more thoroughly.
Right, what?
It's already slated for 2021, the Villainous.
Are you serious?
Is there a light novel that's behind this? Okay, so I am wrong. There is a full light novel behind it. The manga is not the determining factor.
I'm still just like a little surprised. I am a little surprised that they would be going for a season 2 on that.
Given the fact that this is Sword Art Online levels of money, I'm not. They continued purely because it's making money. It's making that much.
Yeah, but the problem is that if you don't have a good story to carry the money making into season 2, then it's a flop, and you're wasting the money to produce it.
And I cannot tell you the quality of the current arc because again, in episode count, if I were doing this as an anime, there's maybe enough content in the manga for one more episode. So I can't even tell you the quality of the next section, because at this point the anime is going to overtake the manga.
Yeah,
Jesus, my phone is freaking out.
As
don't know
apart from
about
those
manga.
two, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't know about that.
Yeah, neither did I.
But yeah, I
God,
really
you're
want to
reminding
see
me of-
God of High School lift off, because it is like the webcomic itself is so alluring and captivating. Every panel just keeps you wanting more and more and more, and to keep going. And I'm not even like the biggest person on like action shows and stuff. Like I'm more of like well, I take that back. I like good action, I do, but I also like enjoy where if it's not the main thing, it feeds like a lot of other elements into it. So I usually don't dig the tournament style shows. But this story is fire. It's so freaking good.
Yeah, so you have that, and also Anthony, you love freaking basically tournament art. How about tournament art the anime? That was also Tower of God. So
I'll have to check it out.
basically, yeah. That's why I told you the first time. I was like, oh holy shit, this came out. I've never heard of it. If it's super big and I've never heard of it, then it probably sucks. But tournament art, the manga, the story, the franchise. Yeah. This is a very. If it wasn't specific to this season's content, I would have far more answers. But again, I saw the first couple episodes of Bofuri, and I know what happens in the Villainous thing from the manga. I haven't seen most of the anime, so I can't answer this question. I slept through this block for anime
So actually,
because I didn't have time.
Something
What's
that
the
I've been
question?
meaning to bring up, and I keep forgetting to. So you guys are very invested in seeing this stuff succeed, and I'm very happy that you guys are so invested in this. But because YouTube is an unforgiving elder god, we need as much help as we can to get past their system, because they love to suppress us. And so the more you guys interact with our videos, the more you like them, the more you comment, the more you share them around. And I mean seriously, like Reddit and other forums, share them around. Let's get the word out of our stuff, because at the moment, guys, our numbers are, well, they're steadily decreasing. And that's bad. But that's because YouTube is suppressing our shit, like they always do. Hey, Jim, thank you for the $4.99. Jim says, just gotta go for a bit, keep up the great content, y'all, and stay fat.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Jim. But, yeah, so guys, thank you so much for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. But we need more help in regards to just the interactions for the fucking algorithm. The algorithm hates us. It's an unforgiving bitch.
Yep. And whenever they fix one problem, then the other problem occurs. If it's not giving, if our subscribers are receiving the notifications naturally the correct way, then the recommendation system stops pushing us. That's a very common thing that a lot of people on YouTube are dealing with. It's one or the other.
So we need your guys' help to overcome this, and it's as simple as just commenting, liking, and sharing the video whenever possible. Push it to your friends, word of mouth. If you have some friends that like shit that aren't subscribed to us, send them our stuff. Be like, hey, you should watch this. Hell, I'll watch it with you. Make a watch together. It's just it really does help. Like, I cannot understate how much that helps. Like, for example, before episode 1 got taken down due to false copyright claims of One Piece, it had middling numbers. I mean, it was struggling to break 5,000 views. and then Darkon mentioned, hey guys, we really need, go interact with this video, go comment it, even if it's just leaving a comment of, hey, I'm interacting, or hi, or really any comment at all. And we had, what, 15 people do that, Darkon?
Yep.
We had 15 people do that, and that was enough to get the algorithm to push our video, and it overnight jumped from 5,000 to 70,000. Literally overnight. And by the end of that week, it was pushing 150,000. And by the end of that month, it was pushing over 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot understate how important it is for you guys to interact with the videos, even if it's just a little one-word comment. It helps. It appeases the fucking, the ambiguous elder god that is the YouTube algorithm. And it feels bad. It feels bad even asking this. Like, I don't like it, but I find that if I don't, then people don't do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's kind of a catch-22. I don't like doing it, but I have to. But yeah. So, do we want to do character summary? Oh my god, brain farting.
Sure. Yogurt brought up a thing, so it made me wonder what other things were delayed. There was something I thought was coming out that maybe got axed because of the the current world situation. Right, it was probably the spider one. That's getting a thing whenever. Alright! Dolus. So you guys get to say a whole bunch of names on... I have no idea. I have nothing to contribute to the conversation. Now it's my turn. So who here knows who Revolver Ocelot is from Metal Gear Solid?
Me?
I do not.
Balls.
But I've
What?
There goes my presumption.
I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah, but all right. No judgments. It's cool.
He wouldn't be aware of the memes either, or if the memes are in front of his face, he wouldn't know that they're Metal Gear memes.
I guess that's fair.
The only
That's
thing
what I was more so gonna say is but the meme.
The only thing
there are people that have come up to him and they'll just go, a bomb, and he'll just go, well, that was weird. That's also Metal Gear meme.
The only thing I know about Metal Gear Solid is main character is Snake, and there's also a chick that runs around in tights that you can see through.
Oh yeah, Quiet.
Yeah, that bitch.
The only other character he knows is Quiet. Quiet's exclusive to 5, so.
Well, I remember people losing their minds over her because it's like,
yeah.
Oh, this is objectification of women, and I'm like, okay. I also remember
what about my boy Revolver Ocelot? All right.
There was one particular meme where it was comparing who's the guy's Yoko Taro and who's the guy who makes Metal Gear?
I have to fix this before they start making wrong assumptions. Ocelot is basically the super important character, and there's a lot of things that represent him, and Dolus is not all of them. So you think about that, and I'm gonna move on.
That's his name.
Oh yeah, Hideo
So
Kojima.
I remember seeing this picture on my Twitter timeline where it was like it showed Kojima and Quiet, and then like this big explanation as to why Quiet has to dress the way she does. Like, it's like photosynthesis or something.
And then you had to ask me, is that real? And I replied yes.
Yoko Taro was, I like women. I like sexy women. And that was the reason that he made 2B sexy. And I'm like, yeah, there you go. Like, you don't need a fucking reason. You like your women sexy? You like your women sexy. Like, I'm not gonna...
Quiet's thing is not a one-off. That is actually the primary plot thread of everything that happens throughout the entirety of 5.
Oh, okay.
It's not a thing that they did just for a thing. It is one of the repercussions of the plot. But we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is, why did you bring up Ocelot? So is this guy a quadruple reverse agent? No. He's not to the point of betraying everyone that he betrays himself twice without knowing.
That sounds
And
dumb.
that's a thing. I'll explain later when we're not in the call.
That sounds really
because
dumb,
that's
I'm
like a
not gonna lie.
5-hour conversation. Oh god, the Metal Gear series is so But what is a part of Dolus is that he's schemy, he connivey, and he tortury.
And he's
He has plans, and those plans will happen. And in a lot of ways, he's one of our moves the plot forward characters.
And he's very camp. He loves what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Think.
Ocelot also loved what he did.
Yeah, you can almost compare him at least a little bit to Frieza from TFS.
You know what? I probably should have gone with Frieza a little bit more. Again, outside of the torture aesthetic and a couple other things that would take too long to explain. There's a lot of sites with Ocelot, but he's also in other aspects a card-carrying villain. I do what I do because I do.
Yep.
And I'm good at it. God, Ocelot plus Frieza. That's a horrifying idea.
Yeah, there you go. Ocelot plus TFS Frieza. That's Dolus. You're welcome.
Plus regular Frieza.
Also regular.
He's got class.
Yeah, he does. Especially in Super.
Well, Frieza always had that, but the original dub never portrayed it correctly because they didn't know how. In Super, it was a lot easier to translate Frieza's thing. Also, everyone was more experienced on how to do it. But yeah, Frieza was always, look at how prim and proper I am unless I get pissed off.
Yeah.
And in that regard, like, yeah, he's pretty much a Frieza, because if he gets mad, he has his own mental breakdown mode.
Yep. He's very prim and proper, and he's all about, he's all about doing his own thing. He likes looking good while torturing.
Yeah.
Real quick.
So this will probably make Miki laugh. So remember how last character we drew? No, specifically Lisette? Yeah. So when we did Lisette, you came up with an outfit completely out of thin air, and my head was like, hey, I've seen something kind of maybe similar to this before. And then it was like, how dare? So a bit of the same thing happened when we were designing Dolus. So he comes up with these two characters that we needed villains, and he comes up with the two characters to fill the villain role. Dolus and the Black Hand. They were created simultaneously, and that matters because that's funny.
Yep.
So he comes up with one that is dressed the way that we're making it. His outfit really hasn't changed that much since his original inception.
Yep.
It was just well-dressed British man. And then there was the Black Hand, and the Black Hand's primary mode of weapon was just butterfly knives and groat wire. Sure, why not? We just need something to put there for a while. And it stuck. And as soon as he gave me the image of like British dress plus butterfly knife, I looked straight at him and went, "You did this on purpose." What? I think I fought you with this character before. What does that even mean? Fought me in what? BlazBlue. Hazama. If you were to look at this from the outside in, if you were aware of both of the characters, and then you were aware with BlazBlue and Hazama, you would go, oh, okay, so they took Hazama, split him in half across two characters. No! He didn't even know what BlazBlue was when he invented these characters. and the similarities and motivations and things between the two are so damn close that it scares me that he knows nothing of the character.
Yep, I own Blaze Blue because I think Darkon bought it for me.
Yeah, well, you own one of them, but you don't even have the current one.
Yeah, and I played a few hours. Like, fighting games are tough for me.
Yeah, if you don't have the muscle memory for quarter circle back, then and you have to think about it to do moves, well then have fun doing combos.
Yeah. But real quick, Crafter would like to know, what time does the events of Czech take place?
Damn it.
Several hundred years in the future.
So yeah, there's several hundred years in the future, the backstory for Czech takes place, and then several hundred years after that, the story takes place.
Yep.
That's really the only answer I can answer it. Then why no humans in space? Because Kessler syndrome, and you'll figure out why that happened in a bit.
Yep.
And by in a bit, I mean like watch the show and you'll go, oh,
also,
that's bad.
Also, I have one last thing to read in regards to Dolus character summary.
I need to wrap up the question. We're getting very sidetracked.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did. My bad.
I only started with torture, but that means nothing because they don't know the character.
I was helping elaborate on that question. I thought.
Oh, no! Again, we're focusing on the what is this character? So
yeah,
go ahead.
that's what I meant.
Go ahead.
I was going to elaborate further.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, Dolus, from one side of children in horrible war situations to another, a government-run program trains children from a young age to be field agents against threats they wish to hide under the radar. One of them gets assigned to Quantum Roots, and that would be Dolus. With his only hint of origin being a British accent, Dolus is a calm and lethal madman. Taken proper to the extreme, he reeks of upper-classmen tropes, both in dress and mannerisms. He is someone who brings his own tea to a freaking torture room. His superiority and need for control is most probably shown the moment he loses it. Dropping all pretense and becoming crass and violent, when the hat comes off, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, you're just reading that thing, yeah.
Yep.
Ah! Why was... I don't know why, but when it was too low for a second, oh, that was a funny face. Oh, that's gonna look great in the speed paint.
Oh my god! Anyway, that was what I wanted to contribute. So if you have more, have at it.
So yeah, so Dolus is an agent. Is an agent of not necessarily any particular government, but the conglomeration that every single government of the world effectively calls in to do international stuff. International anything is run by one group that everyone has access to, and therefore it's all fair. Which means that nothing is fair.
Yep.
And he works for them as kind of the enforcers that they're not supposed to have, but they do anyways. Because of course they do.
Because absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Because in a funny way, on one regard, on the Black Hand being, I'm so ninja, look at how ninja I am, which makes her less ninja because, duh, I can see you, what are you doing? You're supposed to be incognito, not either there in front of my face and then I don't know where you went. That's not what that means. Dolus is very ninja. You would not look at this man and go, oh yeah, he's a Luna operative. No, he just looks fabulous as hell, and then that you have no idea what that means.
Yep. It's like the only thing that really
What's
makes
Lily think of him? If Lily ever encounters Dolus, what Lily's going to think is going to be based on what Dolus wants her to think.
Yeah.
He'll either just be like super polite guy that maybe gave her candy or something, whatever, and then like keeping up appearances and or not drawing attention to himself.
Or, you know,
Or she's going to know what he does on the backside,
yeah,
and will be terrified with the rest of the cast, because the cast do not know how to deal with this man. And that's scary. And Lily's going to pick up on that.
On the other hand, he might just spawn a little flower out of nowhere and give it to her. And then it, you know, and then she'll watch it dissolve into butterflies.
God, he can do that.
He can do that.
And I actually know why he can do that, and I can't. How much have we publicly talked about that?
Not at all.
Then I will be quiet. But that makes absolute perfect sense, and I want that to be in if that ever occurs.
Yeah, that could work.
I'm definitely thinking at one point we were like, so yeah, that's basically the whole character. He is the primary antagonist. This is the most, as a person, outside of just being the government existing, this is the most primary character, individual, that is at odds with Quantum Roots. His entire specific job is, hey, we have determined that a group other than the Global Liberation Front is doing things. And they're doing things well, and we don't know how to deal with that. So we had to bring you in. His entire assignment is specifically find out what the primary cast is up to and stop it.
Yep.
That is his current job.
And he is damn good at what he does, because most of the time when he does, it's generally like a game of cat and mouse. They have to complete whatever objective they have before Dolus and the Black Hand shows up. If they show up, it's at that point it's like, all right, mission failed. We got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, scrub it. And that's when you get the good old writing ideas on double victories, because you can have like Dolus is going to have an opinion on what he thinks they're trying to do, and then there's actually what they're trying to do, and sometimes those are separate if you do clever misdirection. So then Dolus will win, defeating the actual main goal, and then Quantum Roots wins, getting the real, truthful goal. Fun little writer tidbit there.
Yeah, and also, fun fact, he absolutely hates Tucker.
Yep. In one form or another, there is going to be bad vibes, crossover of Dapper, and destruction of T between the characters.
Yep.
The exact manner is obviously going to have to be like on a scene-by-scene basis because of design characteristics that changed over time, and us learning a lot about science.
Yep.
So we found out we were a lot more limited in what we can do than we originally realized. So now we just have to work within those limitations to make it happen. But Tucker is very unclassy. That's the idea. So it's like, I'm the guy that the ladies like, and then Dolus would come in and scoff at that and go, this is what actual class looks like, boy.
Yeah.
So it's the playboy versus the gentleman.
Yeah. Also, Tucker's a sniper, and Dolus doesn't like snipers because they're dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
guns.
Guns are dangerous. Guns can be dealt with, but they have to be dealt with on his terms. And if he can't deal with it on his terms, that's real life scary. And he doesn't deal with being scared very well.
Nope. To be frank, I don't like snipers either.
Yeah. Well, he is a man that needs to be in control at all times. And if anything threatens that control, bad things happen. Yeah, really, really bad things happen. to the point where you're going to start thinking that the room's moving around, and it might be, and you're going to have to figure out why. So yeah, just like the Black Hand, he's going to have his own little gimmick that effectively the readers more or less are going to need to like deduce exactly what it is and why. His is a lot more easy to figure out and like understand than the Black Hands. But in regard to the Black Hands, when you figure out the Black Hands thing, it actually mitigates a lot of what it does. With this, knowing how he does what he does doesn't really change the situation.
Yeah,
he can still do it.
He's like Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter in that respect. Hisoka, once you figure out his power, okay, you know his power, but that doesn't really do anything. Like, you knowing how his power works isn't going to stop him from doing his thing.
And before you go, oh, so he has a superpower? No, everything in this show is science-based. That is your only hint. Fundamentally, that is your only hint to figure everything out. Everything has a scientific explanation, even if it doesn't seem possible.
Yep.
Because this is a real-world show about real-world things, and we have done a lot of research, so we're going to show it off.
That's primarily why it's taken so long to get stuff going, is because 90% of our time has been spent on research.
Yep. We had, in order to come up with the setting, we had to learn a lot about biology, gravity, how the planet works, how things interact with the planet, how all that comes together into one thing. And then that was just for the setting. And then how quantum roots does and does not break down is psychology. And then where do we want to go with this? How do we want to talk about things? That's biology again for the premise. There's so much in this show that was just, we have to get at least the beginner's understanding of this. And if we're wrong, we just have to bullshit it enough that it's like, we tried, bro.
Yep.
And this is the future. So maybe you're wrong and you just don't know it. And I will use that excuse for anything that is currently scientifically inaccurate because, well, we'll see who's right in like a millennia.
Yep, seen 1,000
fun.
years. Or, almost 1,000 years.
Yep.
Like, truth be told, like this isn't set in stone, but like when I think of it, like the year 2800 is kind of coming into mind. Like, again, don't quote me on that. That's just like, when I think about it, it's like, yeah, that seems like a plausible year.
For the story or for the premise of the story?
The setting, the story.
Okay.
When the story is taking place.
Like when, yeah, the actual part that the readers see.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that number because again, we just need to have a number, and if it's not long enough down the road, wham! We just needed to pick a number, man.
Yeah. Yes, Yuki. Yes, you are cat. That is correct.
God, for a second, he had elf shoes. God, you're reminding me of the dumb robot I made in Mass Builder. He has elf shoes, but his elf shoe is a knife, so he stabs you to death with his foot. What was the first red robot that Athrun used in Gundam Seed? Because that thing also had laser foot.
Did you say Laserfoot?
I wish that was not a real thing, but it is.
Laserfoot just sounds like if they were to make a futuristic Land Before Time, instead of Littlefoot, it's Laserfoot. Like, straight up.
Yeah, that thing can be powered up by like beam saber power or whatever. So it has laser foot. It stabs you with that.
Oh, that looks so stupid.
Well, you have to understand that thing becomes like it can shift its body and turn and become this. So all of its limbs with claws.
That looks like that mount we have in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Huh. Alright.
But yeah,
So,
its
Empire,
limbs
by the way,
become
Miki,
claws.
save. Empire
The
says,
Aegis.
from what I know so far about Check's cast, Dolus is my favorite character.
Why, thank you. We spent probably more time than anybody on Dolus. A lot of characters have had like who they were gonna be moved around a lot, but getting Dolus to function was probably one of the most grueling tasks we have ever undertaken in Czech. The amount of actual, to be blunt, math that we had to do, like go over just to get this one character to be real is unreal to think about.
Yep. He needed to be the wall.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to be
And the
the
wall
obstacle.
needed to make sense.
And so we had to find a way, okay, how can we make this character this obstacle without, going into fantasy territory?
Yep. Effectively, in what direction do we cover the almighty question, why don't you just shoot him? And there are many ways in many different angles, combat, political, etc., that you can answer that question. And we came up with an answer, and that answer took probably 2 years on its own of math and going over it and thinking we know the answer and then making future plans and then having to throw all those plans out the window because then we learned more math that made it not make sense.
Yep.
So out of all the characters that have gone through development work, while it's not in a personality-wise way, he has most certainly been given the most time, physical time, to get the character right.
And
What was the other saying? Your show's only going to be as good as its antagonist. So we took that to heart and put in more work than on anything else.
And fun little side fact. So I liked Dolus's character so much that I ended up making him a D&D character. I made him a wizard, an illusion wizard. And I took his first name and the last name of the Black Hand and threw them together. So, fun fact, the last name of the Black Hand is Wraith.
Yeah, that's a fun thing.
Would telling them the first name of the Black Hand be a problem?
Yes.
Say again, Anthony?
Would telling them the first name of the Black Hand be a problem?
I think in the current situation, I would say yes.
Okay, alright, I'll keep that to myself then. But yeah, Black Hand's last name, however, is Wraith. There you go. That's not spoilery. I just liked the name Wraith, so we gave him the name Wraith. And Dolus Wraith has such a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Man, those shoes are giving you trouble, aren't they, Miki?
Oh, just be an extra.
I'm sorry?
She's adding extra designs and then not liking it and then going delete. Hey, guess what? She's doing design-wise what we had to do with Dolus. You put it there, and it's like, all right, this is gonna work. And then you put it there, and you look at it and you go, this did not work. Time to change everything. Great, you're having your own Dolus is making problems.
But y'all good, Miki? Well, say, can you talk? It's kind of tough to hear you.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure. I couldn't
The
tell if Discord was
concentration is
messing up.
real.
Yeah. see that. A good
Mar-
pair of
Marak
dress
says
shoes should
a
give
good
a,
pair
should
of
give a
dress
designer
shoes.
trouble. Yeah.
Marak says a good pair of dress shoes should give the designer trouble.
Y'all are funny.
It looks nice. Or it's gonna when you're done.
But, God, it's funny. I remember, so, one of our test audience members, I remember when, he's a friend of mine. He was in a car, him and I were doing a road trip on our way back from Kentucky to, that was back when I lived in Iowa. I spent pretty much the entirety of that car ride just bouncing ideas off of him in regards to what to do for Dolus. God, that was so many years
Yeah.
ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those dress shoes, Miki.
That's what these kinds of dress shoes look like, though.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, the thing that makes me sad is when we zoom out, though. They're probably not even really be visible. Just not.
So, oh yeah, okay. So, back to the original timeline thing. So, once we, because that's once we have begun, once we're at the storyboarding process, that's when we're gonna be putting out the public auditions, and we're gonna be doing those simultaneously. So that's kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on with that. Is, we want to make sure that once we have everything, or once we have everyone cast for the first episode, that we're able to just jump into recording. So that's what's going on there. God damn that shoe! Look at all that green on that shoe. Lily shows up in the first episode.
Yep.
In fact, yeah, so, not every character that we have made here, these 12 characters, will show up in the first episode. Some will, some won't. I'm not going to say which. Some will have lines, some won't. They may just be there, but no lines, because they're a character. Oh, by the way, Darkon and Miki, forgot to mention this, but for Lily's mother, this is the hairstyle we're using. Give me just a moment.
That's right. Mom and Pop are in the first episode too.
Yep, they are.
And that's like so early enough that I don't have a problem saying that out loud.
Yep. This is the hairstyle.
Imagine that the child has parents.
Yep. This is the hairstyle the mother's getting. That is happening. That is canon. You know the meme behind that hairstyle, right?
Of course I know.
How do you not know that? Oh my god. Oh, that is nightmare fuel.
Oh, this character. Okay. I still don't know the meme, but oh, wow. That is actually hilariously consistent. That's funny.
Oh, did you look up the meme?
I reversed image searched the hair and immediately saw a compilation.
Yup.
Hey.
Huh. I did not know that. That's hilarious.
Bless you. Also, are we still going to be able to get his mouth still opening a little bit to have that smile?
Give me
Because I would not mind that. It looked pretty good when you had it set up the other way. Oh my god!
What?
You missed it.
It'll be on the. I can go back and see it.
That's right, you can. Forgot about that.
How unfortunate. Okay.
Also, Cody says, "Bless you, Miki."
That's good. That's a good face. I'll get a better shot of it later.
Why would he morph into Tetra? How does that make any sense?
Oh.
Yeah, I genuinely have no idea what you're on about.
In what way do you mean? As a character, or like he physically becomes Tetra?
I think I hate these.
Oh, the mouth is getting like Tetra. Okay.
Physically, yeah, he's gonna sprout some boobs and start wearing a belly shirt and showing off his midriff.
That would not be cool.
You know, ironically enough, he actually could simulate boobs if he so chose. I'm not sure why he would, but he could. Which is all kinds of disturbing to think about. You know, his suit was in his concept art. His suit was purple.
Yes, it was.
So the question is, what color should his suit be? Would red be too much? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
You leave the colors to me. That
Alright.
could be okay.
I'll leave the colors to you. Oh, look at that dapper boy. He gonna fucking kill you. Oh boy, man. The things this man can do is terrifying. Like, straight up. I'm not sure I want to give context as to some of the things this man can do. Just know that torturing is something he likes to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very good at it. Terrifyingly so. Oh, there's no safe word. The only safe word is telling him what he wants to know, and even then, he'll probably still torture you just for shits and giggles.
Oops.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, I see the leak. Yep.
Good eye. Oh! I can see where it is.
I can too.
Dude looks like he's going to the player haters ball from Chappelle's show. Is what Cody says. I don't remember that. I saw very little of the Chappelle show, so I'm not entirely sure. You know, you're not the same one. You're not the only person to tell me that. Richie's been like, bro, we gotta get you cultured. Because, like, I know nothing of The Last of Us. Like, literally nothing. Like, I never played the first one, I never played the second one, I never even watched any of it. The only thing I've ever seen of The Last of Us is what I saw Richie playing on his stream. So yeah, you could say that I need some quote-unquote culturing. In the words of Owen Wilson. Wow. Yeah, pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. Oh, by the way, Darkon, I don't know if I told you, but I damn near soloed Shinryu.
Why are you even doing Shinryu?
Shadow needed my help. He didn't want to deal with people, so we tried to solo it, and I got distracted. Otherwise, I would have been able to do it.
So, does he still need Shinryu?
No, he got it taken care of.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy. Like, and it was super vindicating, because I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't... There's one particular thing of that fight's design that drives me up the wall from the very beginning. I don't even care about like character stuff. I can separate the two. The fight design of Shinryu on the move immediately after the phase transition. If you have even middling ping and you're not the first one on the ground, you can sprint to the corner and not make it.
Yep.
Because of ping. It's so tight that whether or not you can survive is ping based. Ugh.
Yep, it's stupid. Hey Rick, thank you for joining us.
So you brought up 14. So welcome to the transition you never knew that you were actually giving me, part 2. So as a writer, you can see, well, as anything really, you can see aspects of anything and bring relevancy to pretty much anything else. That's really important to know, just to develop as a person, really.
Okay.
But especially for writing, especially for business, especially for a lot of things, you can find aspects that you wouldn't really go, oh yeah, that actually is relevant and transfers over. Fight design in 14 and, well, fight design in video games, period, is how a lot of stories go. Music design is how stories go. Beginning, middle, ends, making sure people understand what's happening right now, what's happening before, what's going to happen. All of that's the exact same damn thing every time. So one of the things that has actually helped me do check fundamentally was the differences between how World of Warcraft's fight. It's funny to say this, but quite honestly, how World of Warcraft's fight design and Final Fantasy's fight design as concepts, as how you introduce and explain things to your audience, has taught me how to write for check.
Huh.
Because they are two very different approaches to relaying information. The fundamental thing with World of Warcraft is the game gives you a lot of tools as a player, and it gives you more tools than you can really realistically use in one thing. All of those tools will and won't be relevant almost at random. The bosses have more random patterns. They can shift up and down what they want to do. If you go faster, then they do something completely different. A lot of the fight design in World of Warcraft is very malleable in that regard. So because you don't know 100% what's coming, the game generally gives you every tool under the sun to deal with every problem. And the fun of the game is to figure out what tool do I need to use to fix what situation, and to figure it out quickly, because if you don't figure it out fast, then you're going to get killed. On the absolute complete flip side, Final Fantasy inverted that whole concept. All of the jobs in Final Fantasy effectively have one correct way to do them. You can mess around a couple things, or like try to workshop doing a few things in a few different orders, but all of their kits that are given to the player are very specific and need to be done in a very specific order. But that sounds kind of boring. Now you have less things to think about. Because on the player side, you have less things to think about, you have less things to learn as a player, the fight design in 14 is extremely more complicated, but also less random. All of these characters have an entire ensemble of things that they will do, one after another, and it's more like a dance. Once you know all the moves, then you dance with the flow of the combat and you do your thing.
Also, Miki, save.
There's only so much a person can manage in complexity at one time. So, World of Warcraft has less complex fights and more complex characters, where 14 is the direct opposite. The characters fundamentally are very simple. The options you can respond with are simple, but what you're responding to is insanely varied. There are things that haven't shown up ever since in like one fight and then never used again. So my time with World of Warcraft and my time with Final Fantasy has taught me how to manage how much stuff at once is too much, and how much stuff in one category is too much. Fight design will teach you, as a writer, as a song designer, fight design in video games will teach you pacing.
Also, Miki, in case you didn't hear me, remember to save.
I did.
Okay.
So that's that.
Excuse me.
I guess that's the other reason why you've brought up to me that I'm very musically inclined, yet I can't play an instrument, I can't read charts, I can't make music. But you constantly refer to me as very musically inclined. And that's because music works the exact same way as fight design. Music works the exact same way as story design. you have beats, you have rhythms. The very first thing that you introduce to a person, the first couple notes that they hear is what they're going to expect the rest of the song to be. You are telling them what the song's going to be. You can transition from one thing to another to another. It has its own 3-act structure in music.
Pacing.
Yep. It's pacing, it's playing on expectations. You can have songs that will be very different throughout going from one thing to another, especially classical music. Classical music can be wildly different from one part to another. So you give the listener expectations, and then you work with those expectations. That's exactly the same thing as writing.
Okay. Miki, question for you. So, the undershirt is red, right?
The vest.
Oh, the vest is red. Okay, all right. So there's like 4 layers there. So you've got the little cape thing, the coat, the vest, and then the button-up shirt. Okay, all right.
Yeah. The suit is a 3-piece suit, but he has this little thing on top of it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure what I was looking at, so
Or am I wrong?
Like a rain duster.
Yeah. So it's a shirt, vest, coat, and then he has a little thing on top of it. Rain vester. That's a good way to put that. It's not a cape thing, it's a cape. Yeah, it's a cape. That's just what it is. You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, I am digging. Like, dude, he is peacocking, and I love it.
I don't know what that means.
Have you ever seen a peacock?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at a peacock and went, "Wow, you extra"?
I see. I do that on occasions. Often. Quite frequently. Whatever.
Dolus's a la carte manners in this pick. Yeah, without a lot of the crass, I think TFS's take on a la carte in certain aspects is actually kind of appropriate. But a la carte was either in the original, he was either more bland, or in the TFS version, a lot more crass than he actually especially than what we're going for here.
Yeah.
Oh no, Dolus, you got some skin in your eyeballs.
Sounds really
Also, how dare you make me make these sentences? Bloodborne! Ooh, that's a good comparison. Yeah.
No idea what Bloodborne is.
Darkon's silence.
No, I was trying to be like, can I explain Bloodborne easily? And not really. It's a Dark Souls.
Okay.
And I probably just pissed off every Bloodborne fan ever by saying
I mean,
that.
I know what Dark Souls is, but only just. And,
I
like,
mean,
the
you're
only reason I know-
technically not wrong.
The only reason I know what Dark Souls is because of that one line we had Akatsuki do in episode 1.
That's funny. Bloodborne, Dark Souls. Oh god. But yeah, it's the do this right or you die in 2 hits style of video game.
Okay. So, like, every...
You know, what was the, not vampire, but kind of, the one that Chibi wanted for a really long time. I think she got it now. Very anime. She was raving over the character creator in it. I remember that.
Oh, that one. I know
That's
what you're talking
also
about. I know what
that's
you're talking
also
about,
a
yeah.
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
That is also specifically a
Code
Dark
Vein.
Souls. That's the Dark Souls formula.
Code
But they
Vein.
made it very anime.
It's called Code Vein.
Yeah, Code Vein. Yeah, Code Vein is another take on the Dark Souls formula, but they put in a lot of. I can't say not Monster Hunter. What was Monster Hunter rival? Sin Eater? No, Sin Eater actually was from 14, unless that's God Eater. Yeah, Monster Hunter's rival franchise, God Eater. It's very fast, very anime, high action take on the thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's the if you've seen her play that game is the Dark Souls formula, but much faster and bombastic.
Okay. I think she's designed her character, and that's about as far as she got.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, it's sort of like, whenever I want to do like a new Skyrim playthrough, or like a new Fallout playthrough, I will spend hours, probably the most of a day, modding it and getting it to where I want, and then that's it. And I'm gonna actually play the game. I just enjoyed the modding experience, and then alright, I'll get to this tomorrow. I'll get to this to the next day, and the next it just never happens. Oh, God Eater.
Wait, is that real?
What? Context.
First state of the game, his own thing. Okay, so it's either like by one. Okay, so Code Vein and God Eater were like by the same author or same something or other. So that's why I picked up on the similarities right away. That's hilarious. But the creator of it specifically stated that it is separate.
Cody says, Dolus looks like the kind of guy who'd be a fan of H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah, I could see that. He'd probably get inspiration for some torture techniques from it.
I never knew Code Vein and God Eater were by the same guy. That's why there's a lot of similarities, but canonically they're separate.
So, Darkon, would mentioning one of his torture techniques be spoilery or no?
It's information, and they can start a discussion over it, but it doesn't, as long as you're very careful to avoid explaining why. If you can keep the why out of it, then it's fine.
Okay. So, one of the things that makes Dolus such a terrifying character is one of the things that the main protags are like, all right, if it looks like you're going to be captured, you better make sure you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Because you believe me, you don't want to be captured alive. That's the last thing you want. You would much rather be captured dead. Because the shit this guy can do to you would break anyone. And one of his favorite things to do is, imagine, if you will, a grain of sand. Alright? Now, imagine this grain of sand being sentient and going through your body, boiling your blood.
I particularly said to avoid the why, and he immediately goes for the why.
That's not the why. It just
That
moves.
is specifically what I meant by why.
All right. Well, whatever.
He will with something as small as a grain of sand, you're going to have the worst burning indigestion feeling that you're gonna have.
Yeah.
But why it burns you, I'm not going into, and I'm not giving any hints as to the why either, because that was dangerously close to that.
All right. Well, a grain of sand that is hot enough to boil your blood and organs. And that's exactly what it's doing. Hell, it could be boiling your eye from the inside out.
Okay. You have given too much. I'm going to have to fundamentally say no anymore, because I don't think you can do this subtly.
It does, and what I'm saying is it's like...
No, well, I guess, no, that is physical.
Yeah, it's like,
they're gonna, there's no question on, what is this, just you feel like you're burning? Oh no, you're actually burning.
Yeah.
How does a grain of sand burn you?
Good question. We won't answer it.
People will come back if they do come back from him and just go, so what, did he shove cinnamon down your throat? I thought it was cinnamon, but then I caught fire. Well, yeah, cinnamon tastes like fire. No, I mean like fire. Like flammable. How? Cinnamon don't do that. What do you make you eat? Charcoal and then ignite it? Maybe, I don't know. So he's so he extra.
He's
I
terrifying.
like that saying. So we'll let you guys debate over that. You can't be captured dead. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. God. You're immediately reminding me of why I made one of my D&D characters. This is kind of a random segue, but one of the fundamentals behind one of our D&D characters was Anthony told me a joke once on like I'd rather die than I'd sooner die than talk, and then he would go okay and then shoot the guy.
No, this
and
was...
then resurrect his dead body and ask him again.
Yep.
And I thought that was hilarious, and then I kinda made that's why he has soul. That's why he has soul steel right now, or whatever it's called, the thing that with the silver cage.
Yeah.
So then we can do that in D&D on I'd sooner die than talk, and then we just kill him, and then I ask the soul the question I was gonna ask him.
Yeah, but the where that originated from was the slap, scream, giggle campaign.
Mm-hmm. But like I eventually made at the D&D Asherman kind of with that in mind. Because like you said the joke a long time ago, but I eventually made a character that could do it.
Yeah. Asherman is terrifying.
Not only just beating someone to death with their own skull, but beating someone to the death with their own skull and making them watch.
Yeah. Pretty accurate. Are you giving him eyeliner?
No.
Or mascara? I'm not sure which is which.
Certainly not.
And I can't tell if that's sarcasm.
Then what are you doing?
Hang on. Oh, that's not the color I meant.
Yeah, I watched her beat a guy to death with his own skull. That doesn't seem physically possible. That's exactly what he kept screaming. Poor Jimmy.
I miss Oddball. Does Oddball even exist?
That wasn't Oddball.
Like,
that was from Red vs. Blue.
Red vs. Blue and the skull joke are a reference to the game mode Oddball in Halo.
Oh, okay.
I miss Oddball. Does the current Halo games still have Oddball?
Probably, but you gotta unlock it through microtransactions.
That's funny, but I don't think that that's a thing outside of whatever the hell their Mega Arena mode is.
Apparently, like, they re-released.
Or are we talking about Halo Infinite or whatever?
I don't know. I know that it's just gone to shit. Like the last Halo game that I played was Halo 3, I think? Or rather, the last Halo game that I owned was Halo 3.
Okay.
And I'm glad, because after that, I guess it just started going downhill, from what I have been told.
After 3, everything was fully switched over to 343 instead of Bungie.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because Bungie bought themselves out. Bungie's not with Microsoft anymore. They haven't been for years.
I know. They also recently separated. They managed to get away from Activision.
Yeah, I didn't have problems with Reach. Like, there were certain things with Reach that were different, but they weren't bad different.
So, I'm still trying to figure out what's with the side of his eyes. What's that all about?
Hang on.
He's got the anime evil eyesight. I know what it is like a artist representation thing, but I don't know what it is as like the physical.
Oh, excuse me. Did you ever play Halo Wars, Darkon? I'm guessing that's a no. Hello?
Hello?
Did you hear me?
No. Say again?
Did you ever play Halo Wars?
Yes, actually.
They're fucking...
Although I actually do not remember if I just had the Halo War demo or if I actually had the game.
It was a good attempt, but I think the thing that doomed them was the having to build in a grid. You know, where it's like there was no variation to how you would build your base.
Yeah, you had very limited space, and the space was assigned. There were bases on the map. If you wanted more stuff, you had to go get more bases. Once your base was maxed out, then that was it. Outside of probably meta strategies, there's probably like order of operations and stuff. But I never did online Halo Wars. So in that regard, I don't know how player versus player strategies formed. All I know is that Halo War 2 came out and it was good enough to get a lot of DLC to be made. Because you say it was doomed, but it got a sequel, and the sequel got a lot of DLC that was bought. But the franchise kind of fell off the planet after that.
Yeah.
What was Halo War 2 sales?
Does he have bloodshot eyes?
It's that, like, dangerous red sheen. Red means danger.
Okay, I like it.
But you said when he takes his hat off, you're effed.
That's true.
His hat's off.
That is very true.
So it's the same like area of where the red around his eyes has come from. Is that there is an irritation underneath the surface that you're not quite seeing depicted by the expression. You're having to take the closer looks on what is deeper behind the expression.
Okay, yeah.
Because I feel like that's how he would roll.
Yeah, no, that's that is an accurate assumption.
No.
Halo War
I
2
know.
Second in the UK for a while. Huh.
Also, I feel like you remember, but I just want to make sure. Don't forget about the white
white.
streak in the front of his hair.
I know.
Okay, cool. That's what I figured, but I just wanted to make sure.
Speaking of random franchises that are finally getting things happening to them. So I don't know when, but I only found out a couple days ago that Skate 4 is happening.
Skate
That's-
4?
Yep.
I didn't even know there was a
Skate 3
1.
Skate 3 was the meme game before meme games were a category. And nobody played Skate 3 to play Skate 3. Everyone played Skate 3 because you could do the worst physics jank in the universe, and it was a YouTube career franchise starter.
Wow.
Not just starter. That's going on to this day. I did tell you about how Helix Snake is making videos again, and he was entirely Skate 3, and he crushes a lot of YouTubers and views and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Huh.
Skate
Well,
3
how
was
about
big.
that?
Skate 3 was like the original like GOAT game and all that other stuff.
Oh my god, the GOAT game. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so before meme games became a category and they started doing it on purpose, there were games that had physics jank. And the best physics jank game was Skate 3. So, like, that came out in 2010. And, like, that game is still bought to this day because it's the classic go have fun with physics. Yeet yourself into the stratosphere because you're holding onto a barrel and the barrel can't get to you, then weird stuff happens. Like, I don't even want to imagine what you would be able to come up with if you got Skate 3. It is a person who likes Out of Bounds. It is the Out of Bounds person's, like, wet dream. Because, like, you can just annihilate the physics engine in any way you deem fit. So you can just go watch old Helix Snake videos and just watch the video game just shatter on its face.
How do you shatter your face on your face?
Oh, he does that all the time. That's actually something Helix Snake does all the time.
Interesting. Making pretty good
It
time.
is something that only makes sense in Skate 3, but you can definitely hit your face with your face.
Excuse me.
I think his eyes are literally on fire. Does he burn people with sand from his eyes? That's a cool idea. Whoa, he's the Sandman, and the sand from his eyes burns you. That's
No.
Ooh. What other crazy superpowers can you guys come up with for Dolus? Sand or something as small as sand can cause you to catch literal fire from the inside. What? Headbutt a mirror. That's a good one. Halo Wars PvP was fun and brutal. Yeah, especially on controller, because now you have to be very specific at all times and have fun doing micro on controller. Which you can, just gotta learn how.
We talked about how Dolus tortures people. But that's what you missed, Jim. Probably a lot more too. I don't remember. Yeah, also Miki save. Jim comes back, that's like the first thing he says, Miki save.
Of course.
He derives pleasure from torturing people. He just likes it. It's one of his favorite things to do because when he's torturing someone, he's torturing them for information.
Oh, there.
And he always gets his information.
Mm-hmm.
There has yet to be someone he's taken alive that he has not managed to break. Oh yeah, he is a hyper sadist. Yeah, and that's very true. Nuke, thank you. Molly isn't torturing, she's learning.
Yep.
It's all for the sake of science.
What should I? So what should I do? If you feel like you're going to die, scream as loud as possible. What? Why would I be about to die? I don't know. That's why you need to tell me. I don't feel comfortable with this anymore. You know what else is not what else is not comfortable? Having to live life. But we all gotta do it. So deal with it. Now drink this cyanide. You shouldn't pass out immediately.
Yeah, Dolus is, this may seem cliche, but this is going to hurt a little bit.
Yep. No, Dolus is like, this is gonna hurt. But why? Oh, I get off on it. So how was your day been? Yeah, I kind of had a bad day too.
But I'm hoping that you'll make it a lot better by telling me what I want to know. If I tell you what you want to know, will you let me go and stop torturing me? Maybe. Depends if I got my fill.
Yep.
Yep.
It also depends on whether or not you're right. because you're gonna stay here while I go check it. And if
And
I go check it and it's not there, you'll know. Can Dolus
Great.
drink cyanide like it's scotch? No.
Absolutely.
That's not a spoiler. That's just no. He's still a person.
Huh.
Yeah, so in that regard, he's very Ocelot, because it's just... This is hilarious. I hope you love mashing the X button to not die for, like, the next 10 minutes. Straight-ish. And that's real. That was Metal Gear Solid 1. And
Is that where, like,
he eventually just starts
Psycho Mantis is from?
talking about his day, and he's just like, "Can you do one more? I think you can do one more. Let's do one." He's talking to you like you're doing like workout reps. It's so funny.
Yeah. It's funny, but super fucking dark.
So yeah, like I can see him doing the Revolver Ocelot torture scene, because yeah, that's just hilarious. You can do it, buddy. You're going so well. Bzzz. You still with me? Hey, good sport.
I'm proud of you. Ah, yes. The sadistic Brett.
Yeah. God, on that regard, they probably have something. He and the Black Hand probably have something similar. Whenever somebody like dies in his playtime, he's probably like, "Aw, that's not the result I wanted. You were supposed to do more. Now I gotta get another one." Is a cane also a weapon? Well, it's a cane, so you can make it a weapon. But yes, particularly, he is very well versed in using that cane in both very obvious and very not obvious means of combat. The cane is a big fundamental with Dolus.
It's also damn good looking.
Thanks.
But purely as a blunt object is not enough to describe the cane. So your only hint on that is if anyone's ever seen Ruby, his cane was also like doubled as a rifle. So Dolus's cane is also as extra as he is, but I will go no further into that.
Yep. Excuse me.
Torture's cane.
Can't be classier than beating someone with a cane. So if he did let you go, would it be like the conversation Trevor has with the guy he tortured in GTA 5?
Yeah, I never actually saw the GTA 5 torture thing.
I didn't either.
So could you give us a rundown on how that scene ended? Because I never did the GTA story. I know about it, and I know multiple countries had so much issue with it that I think GTA like can't be sold in certain countries, or like the scene had to be removed.
Interesting.
A snack dispenser.
Ha! It's a Pez dispenser. You caught us.
Maybe if it was the Black Hands weapon, I could see that.
Trevor
One
takes
of
the
her
guy to
knives
the
is a
airport,
Pez
lets him go,
dispenser.
talks about the joy, why he should be glad to be tortured. Yeah, Trevor's out off the wall. If Doger's around, he could probably give us the rundown on it, because I think Doger knows a lot more about GTA 5 than...
Cody says, this man looks downright villainous. Well done, Miki. Haha.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
So where are you gonna? So how is that? Is the shading going to be affected at all for the white strands?
Sweet Jesus, child.
Well, no, I'm curious. Like, cause I know one of your biggest rules is that because pure white doesn't exist. So like I'm just curious as to how that's gonna interplay with the shading.
We're about to see.
The same way that she put pure blue on top of something, turned a knob, and then it became amazing.
Quiet, Yuki. We get it, you're a cat. Or that time she colored black with a darker black. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was actually great.
Yeah,
and I love
crazy.
watching that. This implies the Pez company's still around.
I fucked up.
Interesting.
Oh god, here we go again. What?
God, it is like legit. It's like watching fucking magic.
Hashtag Miki, the time for saving progress is highly required at the moment. How can I'm getting better at reading these.
Jim, I imagine at some point he had a shock device put in the cane by Molly.
Molly and him are not on the same team, but I could see that happening maybe.
Yeah. Also, no, she wouldn't be the one putting the shock device in there. Again, that's not really her thing. you
Yeah,
know?
she's biology.
She's the biologist.
That would have been
Unless I'm proud of your reading talents. English reading talents. Oh god, now they're going all in on this because I can read it. Anthony, the Marak one is for you.
Tony, please read this comment properly.
So Miki.
Oh yeah, so Miki knows she should save her progress. Blech. Kind of tongue twister. Define natural, Isaac. Isaac asks, are the white stripes natural?
birthborn or died.
They're not dyed, nor are they birthborn.
Look, welcome to the designed philosophy of check. Little column A, little column B.
They're there because I like them. That's why.
That is the best answer, to be fair.
That is also the true answer. I don't think that we ever had the intention of doing white until I was doing the concept design.
Oh, chat, only message like this for the rest of the stream. I might stop reading chat if every message was like this, but I'm getting very good at this. Whoa.
I mean, Jim, she would absolutely attempt to do so. Whether or not that would be successful, well... Jim asks, so if I traded Molly something, would she be willing to give me venomous fangs? She'll certainly give it a shot.
She will definitely attempt. The first question is, where do I put the venom, and how do I not make the venom kill you at all times? And she will fail, so just be aware of that.
Yeah, she'll most certainly fail. But she'll you know, A for effort, she'll give it the old college try.
Cold shot, that's just mean.
God, he is turning out great. Fantastic work, as always, Miki. So, some of you, may have noticed, but for those of you who have not, we based a lot of his design, like facial feature, as kind of the resembling of a snake.
Mm-hmm. Which is yet again another thing that... So you ripped it from BlazBlue. No, I'd never seen it.
Yep. That is true.
His freaking weapon is a snake. It's called Ouroboros. How is this character not related to him at all? It's so crazy.
God, he's looking good.
Oh yeah. From Darkon Mom, she replied to the Lisette going, "Holy crap, she's getting better. She can't be getting better. She was already perfect." In relation to your art, she gets surprised by every next picture that I show her.
Aw.
Of course you're getting better. Everyone gets better forever. That's how this works.
I don't know who
A
Dr.
snake.
Doof is.
Dr. Doof. No, Dr. Door. Oops. Is Molly educated in any kind of school? Oh no, she has a PhD. She's medically qualified. It's just she takes that qualification and says, "Your rules are dumb."
I didn't have my PhD revoked for nothing.
More like I didn't study for like X. Wait, how old is she?
Who?
Molly.
38.
She has a PhD. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, she's old enough to have a PhD.
Yeah, she's like mid-30s, like between 35 and 38.
She looks great.
Right?
This guy's Dr. Doof. Wherever he's from.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Well, I mean, it kind of depends. Like, if you're into that real fucking freaky shit, both science and sexual, you know, Molly would be like the supervisor for you.
Oh, it's a triangle head kid. Okay, I kind of, like, I recognize the face, but I don't know anything about the show.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. It looks really dumb.
Well, it's a Disney show.
Phineas and
It's
Ferb
a kid.
Has
It's a
some
Disney
pretty-
kid show.
has some pretty like funny memes come out of it.
One of the best shows ever, apparently. Okay.
You okay, Miki?
Hmm.
Yeah, I recognize, like, I've never seen any of it, but I recognize the character, and if I even have a recognition of it, then that means it was popular enough that YouTube pushed it to me at some point. Oh boy. So Gold says it's one of the best shows ever, and Jim says it was okay. It was okay. So Gold and Jim are about to throw hands in chat.
I challenge you to fisticuffs. Oh. Oh, hello, cat. How are you? Yeah, Groot.
They're gonna attack each other with canes. Oh no. Whoa! That is the most amazing insult I've ever heard. You deserve to have wet socks for the rest of your life. That is the greatest insult I've ever read.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby! Like that.
Oh, that's a good one. I almost want to have Lily say that. I hope your socks get wet forever. What?
I hope you have wet socks for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's such a specific, like, insult, though.
I hope you get. No, I can shorten that. If we're going Lily's smaller words, don't be too wordy. And you deserve to have orange juice flavored toothpaste.
What?
Well, what he means is you deserve to only have orange juice before mint toothpaste, which is the actual bad thing. But I like my shortened version better.
Darkness, real. The worst insult I ever heard was being called Dave.
Okay.
That's hysterical.
Go step on a Lego. No, Lego's a classic. Your mom buys Mega Blocks, not Lego. What the world is happening right now? All over, I don't even know how to pronounce it. All over Vanitas and Verb, whatever, however you say it. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's no pronunciation guide. I hope your pop can is flat. Now you got me going.
Excuse me.
Cut that shit out.
You started it.
Oh, what was the best?
Stopped.
The best insult I've ever had that was looks related was, and you look like a DeviantArt OC.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn! I was crying on that one. Where was that from? That was from
Jesus.
from Devil Artemis. That was the Cell Versus that I was telling you about. That was Frieza to Cooler, and you look like a DeviantArt OC.
Were you saying something, Nikki?
No, nothing. I was freaking because I popped
She
open.
actually reacted to that
Hold
one.
up,
She
Dark
gets it.
Hold up, bud. Say again, Miki?
I did react to that one, but the thing that I was saying, I was freaking out a little bit because I popped open my beer and it spewed everywhere.
Oh. You don't drink beer.
No.
Don't drink the piss water.
It is craft beer. I do not drink piss water. I have
Yes. Yes, but did you craft it yourself?
Actually, my family crafts beer.
Oh,
So
shit.
interesting that you ask. Thank you, baby.
Damn. I just got antied very hard.
Yeah, my brothers and my stepdad and my mom all they brew their own beer. I make limoncello though.
Listen, it's, not to shit on beer or people who like beer, but I have yet to find a beer I enjoy.
Yeah, if you don't like the flavor, then you're not
Dude,
gonna
not
like
for
it.
lack of
Imagine
trying.
that.
Not for lack of trying. There was this movie theater that we used to go to all the time, in Iowa with Chibi and I went with our buddy Royce, called Flicks, and it was a brew house, movie theater. They brewed their own beers, and you could order it while you watched movies, right?
Huh.
And they also gave free samples. You could have 3 free samples per visit. So Chibi, Royce, and I would get 9 different samples and all try them. And
And and they gave them all to you.
no, Chibi, Royce, and I, we would all try them. We would take sips of each.
Okay. The way you worded it was, you got 9, but then they gave them all to you. I thought that's what I was gonna say. Do you remember the movies you went and saw?
More often than not, Royce would end up finishing all 9 of them because we just couldn't find one that we liked.
So
And
does
again,
Royce remember any of the movies?
Again, it's not for lack of trying. Like, I want to find a beer that I like. I just haven't been able to find one. Oh, apparently they're making Cooler canon with an upcoming movie. That doesn't surprise me.
I haven't heard anything from Dragon Ball in forever.
So are they just going back to making movies and to hell with Super? and just gonna let the manga be the only super? Well, that's disappointing.
Where in the world does anyone have any information on Dragon Ball stuff? I'm finding nothing. Well, I'll look at that later. My preliminary results turned up nothing.
So, Darkon, you're coming down Thursday, right? Dude, until you finally do come and visit us, I'm gonna.
Despite your name, you have no source, and all your insults are try and bland. Oof. Why is chat so volatile right now? Also,
Okay.
I know about Thursday. Come on, man. I have life. Also, I doubt I'd be able to get past the border given the current situation.
Now, I really like mead though. There's this Miki. Remind me, you like mead, don't you?
I do.
There's a brand that you should really try called Viking Blood.
I think that I have had that.
So fucking good. My old coworker, I can't remember if it was Clint. One of my old coworkers back in Iowa brewed his own mead. I'm pretty sure it was my old coworker Clint.
Mead is pretty good. I mean, I am certain that there is a beer out there that you guys would like.
Oh, I'm sure too. I just haven't found it yet.
Do you drink craft beer more, or have you been going at whoops, or have you been doing like not like domestic beers?
I'm honestly not sure. Like I don't go out and purchase beer at like the grocery store or anything like that. Like the only time I'll ever try different beers is when I'm at a brewery and they have a bunch of different kinds.
I kind of feel like, do you like any ciders?
We tried an apple cider one at one point, and it was alright, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, I want to drink that. You know, it's.
I feel like there's a couple of different ciders and a couple of different like gozes and probably sour. I feel like you would be a sour beer or a goze kind of person. But there's a particular cider that I think that if like you did, I bet you probably had Angry Orchard because it's the most common.
I did have Angry
cider.
Orchard, yeah.
Okay, called it. But there's another cider that's actually much better, and it's called Bold Rock. And it's Bold Rock's IPA, which is a pun because it's not actually an IPA. It stands for India Pressed Apple. And it has, like, I think like half the sugar as Angry Orchard does. And it tastes just like very fresh and crisp. Excuse me. And it's just way better than Angry Orchard. I bet you would really like it. I bet you would. Okay.
Alright. I will be right back. Excuse me.
Not too many caps.
Okay. What'd I miss?
Silence.
I'm sorry?
Silence.
Goldshot and Jim are still doing something.
Huh. Okay, is it's still in good nature, or is it getting, like...
It's funny.
Okay.
Although it finally actually went back to the topic at hand on the show that they were talking about.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, kill it here, guys. You can have your virtual cane off at the end of the stream or something. So next topic.
No, I probably won't. Goldshot wants us to watch the show, and that's probably not going to happen. Just, I have better things to do. Sorry.
YouTube is really good at finding the clips of, like, the actual best moments. Or maybe let YouTube decide, like, what people think is the funniest parts and then judge it off of that. I don't have the time to watch full episodes, but I can skim it.
But something that, that we are currently watching through, specifically with Dogger, and that we have been doing on the server, if ever any of you notice, we'll be in the, our anime voice chat, and I will be streaming my screen, and Dogger and I will be watching Hunter x Hunter. We've done that a few times where, some people have just kind of hopped in and joined us and watched the anime and just kind of shot the shit with us.
Where are you at in the anime?
I have rewatched Hunter x Hunter start to finish several times.
I see.
Dogger, we are currently at the beginning of the York New arc.
I see. So the tower.
Yeah, just, Gon just got done punching Hisoka. Oh, and your screen stopped sharing.
She's gone. Do you not? Oh, right. You had to disable your sounds for Discord.
Yeah.
Again, every time she stops sharing, she DCs.
Oh, okay.
So you should probably find how to turn back on the DC sound.
Can't do it.
Because
if I do that, then it turns on everything else that I want off. That there's no distinction between the two.
There was a distinction for me. I found the one button for the one problem and turned that one thing off. Because it was particularly the, what is it? Outgoing ring that Discord was not shutting up with. So that should be the only thing you have muted.
I'm streaming. Because...
Oh, no. The DC sound actually does go away while you're in stream mode. That's actually an aspect of stream mode. I forgot.
Yeah. Sorry, we were on two different pages there for a moment.
Yeah. I forgot all about stream mode. Shows you how long it's been since I've actually streamed. But yeah, with
Jim,
Discord stream mode, all the sounds become quiet.
See, Jim, that's where you and I differ. Hisoka is one of my favorite characters. I love Hisoka.
He's a shit show.
Well, that's kind of the idea.
Like,
but is he very good at being a shit show?
Yeah, he's a shit show in the best way possible.
Exactly.
Alright, I guess I don't hate it as much. No. Stripes look weird with some shade.
I actually made a D&D character based that was Hisoka, essentially. Homebrew, the whole 9 yards. And Darkon hated every moment of it. In fact, that was the campaign where we figured out how to manufacture the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what Shaw Tucker is either.
Oh! Oh! Him! Oh, the answer is you do know, Anthony.
Do I?
Yes.
Go ahead and send a picture.
Well,
Oh,
he typed
him!
the name of the voice. I think he typed the name of the voice actor, but it's. Oh no. Wait,
Okay. Yeah, no, alright, I know who that is. I'm not good with names, people. I'm not good with names.
So there actually is a okay. So in the internet's trying to give me a Tucker Shaw, but yeah, Shaw, Shou Tucker.
Yeah, I just know him as, isn't he like the Sewing Life alchemist or something?
Yes, that is specific. Wow, you got that to the letter.
Like I said, I'm bad with names. I just remember him as the Sewing Life alchemist.
I still remember on art streams long past, there was the dog jokes were coming back on, and Chibi was getting upset with them, so I couldn't say it out loud, so I sent it to you privately, and then I realized, wait, Chibi's right in front of him. No.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember who this guy is. I've seen Full Metal Alchemist, both versions start to finish at least twice. So yeah, no, I know who he is. Like I said, I'm just bad with names. But yeah, guys, remember, if you would like to submit an idea for the next fan art stream, which will be August 4th, you can submit it here. Link is in the chat.
Oh god, the dog jokes are coming again.
Well, Jimmy's away. Or at least that.
You're really
That's
tough
right.
to hear, Miki. Why is that?
I
She's
don't
fine
know.
for me. She's completely fine for me.
Say a few sentences, Miki.
A few sentences, Mickey.
Alright, yeah, I do need to turn you up. Okay, say
I
something
love
now.
how you continued to follow you did and did not follow the instruction.
Go ahead, Miki.
Hi. Hello.
Much better. Just had to crank you up to 200%.
Hit.
Oh, she's perfectly fine for me.
That's stay. Really a very loud person. God, it's so crazy to see him come to life now. Like, you fucking bastard, you. The amount of work we had to put into this fucking character. Fucking bastard. But yeah, Dolus is a character where, like, oh man, just for his voice, it's gonna be interesting when he's open for auditions. And the Black Hand, he's like the only one the Black Hand actually listens to. Oh my god, right, Cody? Yeah, Cody goes, just wait until he's fully voiced. That'll bring some more dimension to the character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Yeah. That was gonna be crazy. He's gonna be. I feel like. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be hard to cast.
Yeah.
Well, Richie, he is. You know what? I'm gonna. For those of you who didn't hear the earlier summary, I'm gonna do another read of his summary real quick to kind of give you an idea. So, Dolus Sheogal, from one side of the children in horrible war situations to another, he is a part of a government-run program that trained him from a young age to be a field agent against threats that they wish to hide under the radar. One of them, i.e. Dolus, gets assigned to Quantum Roots, which is the main protagonist group. With his only hint of origin being a British accent, Dolus is a calm and lethal madman taken proper to the extreme. He reeks of upperclassmen tropes both in dress and mannerisms. He is someone who brings his own tea to the fucking torture room, for God's sake. His superiority and need for control is most prevalently shown the moment he loses it, dropping all pretense and becoming crass and violent. When the hat comes off, you are in trouble. And yeah, you're right, Duggar. I probably will be really picky when casting for people. So he's a hedge fund manager. Gotcha. A hedge fund manager who is sadistic as fuck and loves torturing people. And what makes him so damn good about it is he can torture someone and not kill them.
Yep. He is well practiced in that regard.
Oh yeah. Richie, you just described every hedge fund manager I've ever met. Well, yeah, Jim, but see, the thing is, though, is with some torture, it's so traumatic that they wouldn't survive the torture. What makes Dolus so good at what he does is he can be as gruesome and as just, he can just fuck with people as much as he wants, because his method of torture, because he's so good at it, is non-life-threatening. It'll just make you wish you
talked
were
about
dead.
lighting a person's organs on fire. That is the context they have to work with, and you drop this on them. You're right, but we haven't described it like that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, he has the dial that he can turn up to I'm done with you. But yeah.
I look forward to the day when we finally get to put out the chapter of him being serious. And you know what I'm talking about, Tarkon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I cannot wait for that. Isaac, how do you survive getting your organs lit on fire?
That's why I had to bring that up.
Richie, I really like this guy. I can't wait to audition for this guy. I can't wait for you to audition too. I'm looking forward to all auditions. Legit. This is gonna be fun. And for those of you who are asking about the auditions, we will be posting audition videos announcing the open auditions and with links to the documents that you guys need to audition for in the descriptions. So as long as you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and you have the bell icon hit, there's no way you're gonna miss the auditions.
Yeah.
And as long as you meet the requirements we have for the recordings, meaning the quality that we require, then we accept all comers.
Yep.
No, it's not bad at all, Richie. You know, it's you know what you like, and that's what you're going for. There's nothing to be. It's not bad at all. I mean, I have the emails of a few people that I know for a fact aren't subscribed to us, but I want them to audition regardless. I'm gonna be sending them the stuff, so you know. Goldshot wants Mark Hamill or Weird Al to voice Dolus, I guess. That'd be pretty cool. I know that. I'm pretty sure Richie is friends with Mark Hamill. Richie, aren't you friends with Mark Hamill? I remember you telling a story about that. Speaking of Mark Hamill, if you guys want to hear Richie do a Mark Hamill Joker voice, go check out the Das Tales Fairy Tale. Richie voices Jalal for us in that, and he kills it with Mark Hamill's Joker voice. It's great. So, definitely go check that out. Chibi Tales, the voice of Minori, voices Romeo in that. I voiced Natsu. The voice of Rudy from our Log Horizon and our Sanji from One Piece, he voices Gray. Our Nyanta voices Makarov. Our Nautsugu voices Loxus. Let's see, what else? Or who else? Oh, our Henrietta voices Urza. That is a good. It's not doing as well as I'd like it to do. That's for sure. Let me go check the views. Give me a second. One Piece episode 3 is currently. Let's fucking load, bitch. Come on.
You tell it.
One Piece episode 3 is currently sitting at. What the fuck's the view count? What?
Uh-oh. Well, he specified also. How's it also doing copyright-wise? But
No copyright issues at all.
You say that, but it's not loading. So you're
No,
making
it's
me want to
loading.
do a
I just
double
can't-
check.
I'm trying to figure out where the fucking views are. Oh, there. Okay. Yeah, it only just now broke 4,000 views. So, yeah, that I'm a little upset about that. You know, it's a little annoying. But like I said, you know, earlier, for those of you who didn't listen or weren't here for that, literally every bit of interaction with our videos, meaning likes, comments, even if it's just, hello, I'm interacting with the algorithm comment, and sharing, everything helps with the algorithm because YouTube loves to suppress our videos now. And so, like, our One Piece is struggling to break 10,000 views. Despite it, it's just, I'm so, it's so infuriating.
Especially the cannibalism in interspecies.
What?
What a sentence.
Oh, the last Alabaster Bridge was great, especially all the cannibalism and interspecies relationships.
What a sentence.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, guys, you know, if you want to share it around on, like, other, like, websites, you know, like Reddit or, like, your Twitter or your Facebook, like, everything helps. We're trying to get as much traffic as possible because, well, more traffic just helps the channel in general. And the more traffic we have, the better the channel does.
Yep.
yeah, so that's
I wonder if there's a way to actually see. Oh, there is. I don't know where it is. Where do you go to look at views to watch time? Because that's a thing that they did a long time ago. You actually are given the metric on how much of your video is actually being watched.
all right. Let me pull up the analytics right now. Engagement or
I have no idea. I've never made a video when that was a feature, so.
okay, let's see here.
Because I'm kind of curious. Specifically, I'm kind of curious on how many people take the first couple seconds and then just skip straight over it.
Let's see here. So, the most, wow. Okay, so 37% of our views come from YouTube search, 18% suggested, 16% browse, 10% channel, and 8% playlist. Where's
Yeah, I don't.
Where's
Again, I've never
subscribers?
looked up. I've never looked up the watch time metric, so I've never.
all right, audience retention. Here we go.
Ah, retention.
Okay, so about
If you don't know how to read it, then we'll go over it later.
so about just over 50% make it all the way to the end.
Okay. It should be there's ways to actually get like specific with it, because like you can have just the retention of the like first part somehow. I don't know how to do it, but you can.
So
Because
within
there's a lot of
first-
people that do like what we do at the beginning of the episode,
Oof.
but then like barely 10% even actually see it.
Okay, so 100% of the people we lose about 20% of our people before we even get past the opening message. Fucking oof.
Again, Anthony, that's retention. What that might be telling you is that they're skipping the opening message. So some of those people are still watching the episode, but they see an opening message and they go over it. So, because again, I don't know the nuances on how to read the data.
Yeah, I don't either.
But the opening message was 80% watched for episode 3.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. And it's also the fact that that's the first time we've had the opening message, right? So people haven't gotten into a habit on, oh, it's this thing again, I'm gonna skip it. It's something new to them, so they actually watch it. What about, what did you do to get that metric? Could you do that for like the first couple scenes?
Yeah.
Because then,
I can do
if
it for the
it's
whole video.
80% again, then
I
yeah,
can do it
there's
for the
gonna be
whole
people
video.
clicking off. Huh?
I can do it for the whole video.
Well, again, the core point is to break it down into scenes and watch the percentages per scene.
It stays pretty consistent throughout. Like that's.
Oh, if it's 80% throughout, then that's unfortunate.
No. All right. So by the time the first scene comes to an end, we're at 70%. By the time the opener ends, we fluctuate after the opener ends. We fluctuate between 60 and 52%. Between the after the opener and the end slate.
Okay.
But you know, it's yeah. Also, Mickey save.
Like, for certain people that have consistent opening cards, eventually their metric will actually show like an extreme drop off in retention if you specify just the opener, and then the numbers will go back up when you do the rest of the episode excluding the opener.
Okay.
But again, this is the first time that we've had the opener, so it's brand new. People want to see it because it's new.
Yeah, but on the other side of things though, we'll get people leaving comments on our stuff like, oh, I'm only here for Log Horizon Abridged, which, I mean, okay, that's fine, but like, why? I see that and it fucking irritates the shit out of me. It's like, bro, maybe give
Why'd
our
you
other
click?
stuff a chance. You know, the people who are like, oh, I'm only here for Log Horizon, they only see us as our abridged work. They don't see us as content creators. They don't see us as people. They see us as Log Horizon abridged, and that's it.
Yeah. TFS had their own day to deal with that problem. I remember that being a big thing about why TFS is the way it was. I was going to say now, but that's not quite what I mean. I remember them going into the Cell arc and the changes going into the Cell arc because of that same problem. Been looking at stuff lately. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And it's like, again, I don't like our older stuff. I mean, I leave it there because I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I still get people who are like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, you're wrong, but thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's very different from what you just said. Yeah, there's going to be people that like our work that you're not fond of. But the primary thing was people going, when's the next, like, yeah, when's the next episode, do the thing that I care about.
Yeah.
I would assume that that's fairly rare, though, in context to everything.
Well, see, that's the thing, though, is, like, I don't know, because I can't tell how much of it is YouTube suppressing our views and the people not showing interest in our stuff because it's not Log Horizon.
Yeah. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it, but it was I think one of the reasons that when you originally did One Piece was that you thought it would be an easy enough sell because everyone watches One Piece and there's been kind of like a gap in the One Piece abridge recently with Purple Eyes being busy with life.
You know, there was a market.
So it seemed like a very easy sell, and it ended up being anything but.
Well, like, because the first episode did great until it was taken down by YouTube.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get it fixed, and we had to re-upload it almost a year later. But ever since then, everything else, the views have been almost non-existent. Like, we couldn't even, like, it's been up for almost a year now. I think it's been up for 11 months, like our episode 2. And hasn't even, like, it just recently broke 11,000 views, and we're knocking on the door of 53,000 on our channel, which, like, it's like that causes me physical pain. Because it's like,
get that checked.
Like, what the hell?
What were the views of the One Piece at before it was taken down? The original launch.
It was knocking on 370,000.
300,000. Okay.
370, almost 400. Like, it was in those areas. It was in between those areas.
Yeah. And now we're getting not even like 5% of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's usually a big drop off for anything past the first episode,
but
it's also usually not that.
Yeah, like 50% at most.
Yeah, it's about half will go for the rest, and then it doesn't keep halving, but it'll keep halving for a while, but eventually it'll come to the people that are just like, I'm in it now, I'm gonna watch the rest of it even if no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Jim,
that was very extreme.
Jim, thank you for the $20. Jim says, here's a bit more because I love Talk's work and I want to make sure you guys know you have fans that do care about more than just LHA. We do appreciate all the content you guys make, even if some don't. Well, fuck them. I couldn't agree more.
And once again, there was one thing that was chatted like that, and it showed up. But then once again, if I have the window active and they do one like that, it doesn't show up. That's so annoying. But yeah, the joys of figuring out retention and what actually sticks around and what doesn't. Joker. Here we go. Wind Waker's great. Wind Waker was great. We came up with so many fun ideas.
In terms of Wind Waker's writing, that's probably like the one thing that I still like about it. In regards to the character development for Link, because you know it's you get Wind Waker Link, and he's just a happy-go-lucky dude. He's just like, yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Just happy to be here. You know,
that's I have a feeling a lot of this would also actually just be the YouTube thing, and that's even worse because there's not only nothing we can do about it, but there's also no way to confirm that there's nothing that we can do about it.
It's that not
There
knowing.
are people to this day that don't know that our channel is back from being obliterated.
Yeah, I know, it's fucking aggravating.
And every now and again, it's like, whoa, wasn't this channel deleted? What happened? How did you guys come back? And that still happens to this day. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the non-push is just algorithm repercussions of the fact that this channel was once obliterated from orbit.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Gold. I very much appreciate that.
We're blue.
Also, Miki, I love the pinstripes you did with the pants. It blows my mind how amazing you are. From Jim.
Aw, thanks. Thank you. I am trying the effort.
It would be an absolute darn shame if after all of this effort, the vast majority of it went away because she didn't save.
That is true.
I just saved. I literally just saved.
Awesome. I'm glad to be proven wrong. Hey, and I told you at the beginning of all of this 3 months ago, it's going to get to the point where I'm going to ask you to save and you're going to rebuttal with, I already did it, thank you. It happened. We did it, guys.
She can learn.
We don't need the prompting anymore. She did it. We win.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would go that far. The prompting is helpful.
Yeah. No, reminders are always helpful because so now the hashtag has changed. Now it's Miki saved past tense.
I love that I am slowly becoming a hashtag meme.
You just go to Twitter and all of a sudden Miki Save is trending on Twitter. What? What does that even mean?
Oh my god. I would lose it. Literally, I would lose my shit if something like that happened. It'd be ridiculous. And no, that is not an invitation to go and try to achieve that.
No, don't spam Twitter just to put it on trending even for like a couple seconds. Don't do that. Miki, we are no longer needed. We no longer need you to save in the moment because of the glorious act you've done. Yeah, alright, so now comes out the long post memes, but everyone's like, but this meme doesn't make sense anymore because she already did it, yada yada.
Thought somebody was gonna say I didn't need them anymore, and I was about to tell them that's a flat fucking lie.
Don't need them at the moment was the sentence.
But yeah, so and one of those things, guys, there's only so much that we can do on our end to get this noticed as much as possible. And it feels weird to say this, but the more I think about it, the more true it kind of sounds to me, and that is our success, meaning the numbers that we pull in for this stuff, is primarily, almost exclusively, up to you guys.
Yep.
We need
you have
guys
to
share
decide
around.
whether YouTube will not push us. You guys have to decide if you're going to push us. That's how this works now.
Yep.
Again, what did you say? 37% was 37% was YouTube search?
Yeah.
So that's not subscription. That's not YouTube recommendations. That is people specifically looking for our series using the search engine and finding it via that. That will only happen under two circumstances. One, you want to go rewatch it and you went and searched it instead of going into your favorites or whatever. And two, you guys told somebody to go look up One Piece Abridged, so they did it in YouTube search. Those are the only two instances where that happens. The vast majority of our work comes from people specifically searching for it, which only happens if you guys push it.
Yeah, so I mean that is true. That is true for all of our stuff. Check and all of our abridged content. If you guys want to help us succeed, you know, more so than just, you know, like with the Patreon, you know, and thank you very much to our patrons. We really do appreciate that. But that just ensures that we're able to continue to do stuff at a consistent basis. But moreover, for if you guys want the channel to succeed to the absolute best that we can, we're at your mercy. I mean, we absolutely rely on you guys sharing this around, word of mouth, sending it all over the place. Tell your mom, tell your neighbor, tell your fucking dog.
If you tell your dog, that might be a little weird.
Hey, we are the
we'll condone it.
PhatDogStudios, so I wouldn't be surprised.
The whole point is to tell you to... Yeah.
But yeah, so that's, you know, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, unfortunately, but that it is true.
We ain't dead. You're keeping the horse alive.
That's just how it is we need you guys to share us around. You know, and it's really unfortunate because, like, we're at a point in the abridging community where other abridgers, like other abridging groups, don't really share stuff anymore. They don't plug other stuff unless they're directly involved with it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how we reached that point.
I do. It was kind of happening from the very beginning, and it was a battle of cultures, and then one just won out. It also doesn't help on the fact that abridging as a thing is very slowly, effectively starting to just retire. People are moving on with jobs in life.
It's damn near impossible to get noticed when you're a new face, and especially now because a lot of the big names don't really go out of their way to help the smaller creators now. And I don't count us among the big names. We're not even remotely close. You know, I still count us as small. We're a small creator. You know, 50,000 people, that's not a lot, that's not a small amount of people, but when you're looking at YouTube numbers, that is a small amount. So, yeah, I would still say we're small. Like, in the abridging community, okay, we're medium. But in the YouTube community, we're small.
Yeah.
We're positively minuscule.
No, we're not non-existent YouTuber names with people that get like 1 digit or 2 digit views. We've broken that threshold.
That's
but
true.
Now, in the YouTube side of things, we are pushing from small YouTube to medium YouTube.
So, and it's incredibly hard to get any kind of recognition at all. And that really sucks, because that's something like, if we had a bigger audience, I definitely would not mind, you know, doing like a monthly thing of like, hey, here's some new faces that came out of, like, you know, the smaller channels than us, of like, hey, these guys are pretty good, you should go check them out. but like right now, I don't feel like we have a big enough audience that would even really produce any results for the channels in question.
Yeah, I guess that's another part of the factor of what you were talking about.
I'm sorry?
The people that treasure value and have the time to go push other people are either not big enough to actually do it and have it mean anything, or they're one of the giant names that are currently doing, in a way, what we're doing, moving on to original content or retiring.
Well, no, that's not true.
Most of the big names don't exist anymore in the abridging sense.
No, they really do, actually. TFS is the only one that's retired.
What else is still around and, like, currently active?
Something Witty, The Schmucks, Little Karibo, Blazing Azure Crow.
Little Karibo is specifically what I meant by currently active. Little Karibo is not currently active due to medical.
He's active in the sense that he is still working towards it.
Oh. She poofed again.
I saw.
I booped.
He's active in the sense that he is still working towards it. He still plans on finishing the series. It's just slow going.
Outside of medical things saying life happens, I have to go take care of life, his intentions for Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged were intentionally not good.
TFS retired from abridging, yes.
Yeah, TFS is officially retired.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess on that regard, with my definition on big, Little Karibo is currently preoccupied with medical, and TFS is retired. Apart from those two, I can't think of anything else that qualifies for the name big.
Something
so on that regard, from what you're saying, the definition of big has changed and gotten smaller.
No, that's not true at all. Actually, I think. Hold up, Little Karibo
is the Smug Squad.
No, all right, no,
similar numbers to TFS.
Little Karibo currently has 815,000 subscribers on his channel. All right.
Be careful with subscribers because when you get to a certain size, subscribers stop being the metric that matters.
Okay, but no.
The episode view count becomes the only thing that matters when you become big. What was the last episode of Yu-Gi-Oh? And what was the current things that the Smug Squad does?
Okay, so let me put this in perspective. So Something Witty, the last episode they posted 9 months ago has 2 million views.
Okay, no, that's big.
Yeah, I told you there are several bigger names out there.
Yep. I have not. Again, that's why I was asking to be specific. That number was the number I did not have and thus needed.
Yeah, so there are plenty of in bigger names out there. Schmuck Squads, they're not, they're still bigger than us, like 4 times bigger than us. Their last episode they posted 1 month ago, 98,000 views. And it's so like you get all these bigger names, the bigger guys out there, and I don't know. I feel like, it's now that TFS has hung up their mantle, it falls to the bigger names out there now that are effectively, that have had the torch passed on to them. Like Something Witty officially they were the ones that got the torch passed to them. TFS has never endorsed anyone else. They officially endorsed Something Witty. And good for them. And they deserve it. They're really fucking good. And so, but the thing is though, is that I sort of feel like they, it's like, all right, the torch was passed to you guys. You gotta assume that role. You're leading the pack.
Something Witty's the people that do the other SAO?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never seen any of these guys' stuff.
Yeah, they do a damn good job. So much so that it depresses me. So it's one of those things where it's like, if I were in Something Witty's position where I was, or like where PhatDogStudios had the torch passed to them and was officially endorsed by TFS, I mean that's huge, and I would be utilizing.
You see the results of it,
huh?
You can see the results of it in their
exactly
numbers.
Yes. And so I would be using that to help grow the community by finding some of the, you know, and I know they're super busy, so like they wouldn't be able to do this all that often, but it's still something that should be done. Where, you know, like I would go out and I would find smaller creators that do genuinely good work. You know, maybe it's not on their level, but it's a damn good start, and be like, hey, you guys should go check these guys out. They do really good work. They're just starting out, but go show them some love. That's something I would do if I had their audience.
Yeah.
And so it pains me to see a lot of these larger creators who have these audience and they're not, and they're, at least to my knowledge, I could be completely in the wrong here, and if I am, I'm sorry. But to my knowledge, they're not really, they're just kind of doing their own thing, and they're not helping grow, you know, keep the community growing. Because at this point, the Abridging community is pretty damn stagnant. Like, there are new people coming out, but there's no, like, major success stories. You know, it's all just like, you know, you got the big names, or the medium names, and then everyone else that, you know, you don't really know about them, and they're lucky for people to find them. And I hate that. You know, it's definitely not the heyday anymore.
Yep.
So, and that's just one of those things where it's like, I wish they would do more with the Torch, with the incredible vote of confidence they have been given from TFS, because that's, I would give my left nut to be acknowledged by Senpai to that degree. Like that's huge.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyway. small tangent.
It's an important tangent. There's a tangent on, hey, everyone can do better with growing if everyone help out everyone.
Yeah, I know. I just, you know, I wish that the community was more of a community.
Yep. Like what has recently happened with the Sonic the Hedgehog thing of all places.
Yeah, right.
All the way back, like in olden Little Prevo days, there was Sonic Shorts on Newgrounds, and then a whole bunch of other things involving kind of Sega, but then it basically became just Sonic. And that was maximum huge to be a part of that in any capacity. And while no one has the time to do that style of animation for that long, for that big of a project anymore, the guy who set up the project in the first place, the Sonic Shorts like manager and compiler of everything, right now, once a month, he has a Sonic news thing that he does, and every single episode of the Sonic news that he does for his quick little skit, he will call out a person that does anything Sonic the Hedgehog related. And then, yeah. So yeah, the Sonic community does exactly what you're talking about. Like, people just refer people to other people. Why was that?
Oh, I think our music turned off. Yep, it did. Fucking YouTube. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. They lost us for a moment, but I think we're good now. Are we back? Can everyone? Yep. Okay, we're good. There we go. Okay. Are we back? Can they hear us? Or
They already said that they're back.
okay, good. Just want to make sure. All right. Excuse me.
Yeah, for certain people, it was so fast we didn't even disconnect them.
Nice. Yeah, I wish that that Fat Dog had more influence, because I would absolutely not mind heading up, a concerted effort to, build the community more. But we don't have that influence. So that's kind of the that's kind of the only downside of it. It's that lack of that lack of clout, like we know people, we know a lot of the bigger names, but we don't have the same numbers. We don't pull the same amount of numbers, and because of that, people dismiss us that don't know us. We don't have that immediate respect that we can command. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have influence but not popularity, and unfortunately the popularity is just as, if not more so, important. So, yep, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Although I will say though that at one point we were actually acknowledged by Kaiser Neko. Scott, he was being interviewed. I don't remember by whom, but they asked if there were any other abridged groups that he was interested in, and we were one of the first ones that he named off. So that was really fucking cool. But again, it was in it wasn't in an official video, so it didn't really produce any really tangible results for us. But it was still fucking cool as shit, and it is one of those things that I'll never forget. So, but yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how the channel develops numbers-wise, especially once we start putting out the original content. Because we're known for our abridged content. That is what 99% of our subscribers are here for, without question. But we will be taking steps to help promote the original content. Purchasing, ads for it. Like, hey, promote our video, kind of thing. We'll also possibly have some professional voice actors that have much bigger followings than us if they audition and get cast, and then they can help share that around on their social platforms. So I'm really curious to see how that will affect things. Like, it's gonna be super interesting. Oh, and Chibi goes, by the way, baby, amazing art as always.
Oh, thanks. That was for you.
Yeah, see, and thank you. See, Isaac, prime example, right here. He was here for our abridged content until he finally watched one of the streams, and that's it. It's just a matter of getting through that fucking mindset, and thank you, Isaac. You are a prime example of the type of fan that I love, where you will give our other stuff a chance. And 9 times out of 10, if people give our other shit a chance, they're gonna fucking like it. And that's, like, just give us a chance. Just one chance, that's all we need. I guarantee you'll like it. Or at least, I can virtually guarantee you'll like it. We do good work. It doesn't just apply to our abridged work. Granted, we do comedy really fucking well. At least I would like to think so. So this, more serious side of things is definitely going to be interesting. Thank you for joining us, Shadow. Oh yeah, speaking of, Shadow was kind of, because he died early on in Shinryu, so he was just watching me do it, and he's like, yeah, bro, you were doing that so well and for so long, I was thinking about streaming it to my D&D group. Like, look at this motherfucker. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate it, and I want to preference something, because like some people, you know, they may see me, you know, talking about this and then like looking at the praise or even asking for praise and be like, oh, you're an attention seeker, or you know, oh, you've got a fucking ego on you. No, I really don't. I have a very low opinion of myself. And so when we do get these, you know, these people saying, hey, we really enjoy this, we love what you do, that tells me that what we're doing was worth it, and it really helps. Like, and Darkon can confirm this, you know, that's just how it is, at least with me. I have very low self-confidence. And that's just how it is with me. It's fucking anxiety. What are you gonna do? I assume until told otherwise that what I do is shit. So when I'm told otherwise, it makes me very happy. And I got to the streams after seeing YouTube was wrecking y'all in the end of an abridged. I got to that because YouTube crammed LHA down my throat for a month. See, there you go, Gold. Thank you. Thank you for, you know, YouTube fucking recommended system actually doing what it's supposed to. Thank you, YouTube. Maybe do what you're supposed to a little more often. And Richie, you're half right. Yes, this is pessimistic Tony, but it's also very thankful Tony for the people who actually have kind of listened to me preach about, hey, maybe, you know, check out some of our other content. You know, if you like this, it stands to reason you'll like our other stuff. And so far, that seems to be the case. So it's pessimistic, but it's also like, thank you! Thank you so much! Please continue to do what you do. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done with the rant. I apologize.
You sure about that?
Am I sure about being done with the rant, or am I sure about apologizing?
It was a joke.
Oh, okay.
It was the John Cena meme.
Oh,
Get with the time.
The only like John Cena meme I'm familiar with is the "you can't see me" thing.
Tisk.
Listen, I was not interested in wrestling, like, in the slightest, until Carson made PDW, and even then, it only extended as far as PDW.
Speaking of, like, a nice tangent off from PDW, I was so very satisfied to see Nakano finally knock Artemis into the fucking dirt. How dare! How dare she come and mess with my girl, okay? How dare.
Yeah, I was actually going to compile a list of everything that Nakano has done since she showed up.
I think that I have gone through and watched the videos now, all of the ones that Nakano has fought in. Yeah, I think so.
Oh. Who gave you a list?
Nobody. I just went through them and searched for her. Because
Wow.
I have no life. But,
There was one involving a run-in. Did you see that?
the run-in as far as, like, where...
I don't know if she got run-in on or if she ran in on someone else.
Well, there was a bunch of that. So, like, originally, while I was fighting Chibi, I think, is when Artemis first showed up, and she, like, popped me back into the ring, and I was like, oh, okay.
No, you saw that. Okay, no, that's probably what I'm talking about. So you saw that, and that explains why you got the vengeance.
But then, no, that wasn't the end of it. Artemis kept fucking with Nakano's fights.
Yep.
And then they had one match, the first match, where during Artemis's opening, Nakano, like when I saw that, and Nakano
that's the one I'm thinking
standing behind her like a fucking behemoth of a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I died. I absolutely died. That was the longest ramp fight ever.
It was not. we've had a ramp fight that kind of went in for infinite, and we actually had to manually move them back to the ring.
Good God. But
it was the longest ramp fight I've ever seen that ended without intervention. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. But yeah, that was pretty satisfying to finally see Artemis get put in her place. Messing with my homegirl. I was a little sad that the first person not gonna beat was Chibi's character, so it made me a little sad, not gonna lie. Oh my god, the shoes.
I think the shoes are the only thing that's left, yeah?
Yep.
She went into like final art design shading mode, and then she goes down and right his feet.
Forgot about his feet.
Well, see, I didn't want to say anything because I figured you knew about them.
I did, and also forgot at the same time.
Is it bad that I'm looking at him right now, and I'm just imagining the feet not there, and that's just him. He's stumpy.
He's got jets for feet.
Yeah.
Can't wear shoes because they'd be exploded.
Shoes are easy though.
But yeah, you know, like, I remember early on, like, way before Log Horizon, where, like, SAO was, like, our, No, this was even before SAO. Like, we were writing it, but it hadn't been released yet. And I remember, like, the retention was so low that I had to come up with weird-ass fucking names to the YouTube videos to get people just to click on them and then, like, grab their attention real quick. Like, no, don't click away! And,
Bye.
like, one of them, I remember talking about this, and I used this in an email, too. And it was pregnant gopher bowling.
Oh, that's weird.
Right? I mean, it got people's attention. They clicked the fucking video. So, mission accomplished.
I guess, yeah.
But, like, it's like people are like, I don't like clickbaiting. But the thing is, though, is it's like, bruh, the clickbaits are there for a reason. So it's kind of funny just looking back at it, fucking pregnant gopher bowling. What the fuck was I thinking?
You were thinking strategically, and it worked.
It did, which is just upsetting.
Are you proud of it?
No, I'm not. Like, I hate the fact that I even had to resort to that. Like, it bugs me. It really does that, like that we had to resort to clickbait to get people to fucking watch our video when it wasn't like what they were subscribed for. I hate that. Like,
what you're saying is the plan to get 5 million views on the next One Piece is we're just gonna call it Log Horizon Abridged episode 57.
Yeah, there you go. We'll pay raid and
also, my brain tried 5 times to say Sword Art Online, and Log Horizon still came out.
I mean, Gun Gale is still gonna happen. It's still being worked on. I mean, it's 6 years late, but it's being worked on. It's gonna happen.
I forgot that Gun Gale was still on the list.
Oh yeah, no, it's Doger's working on it. He's the editor for it. It's just this was before we had the note system where we would timestamp shit on where we wanted. So like, there's like no guidance for like besides the episode number.
Dark House Brain knows we're shit the better series. will there be a GGA alt abridged?
No, there will not.
No. There was like another Gun Gale thing that came out, wasn't there?
No. All right, so for those of you who do not know, before Log Horizon, our first big smash success was our Sword Art Online, and we posted our first episode like a month after Something Witty posted their first episode. I didn't even know they existed at that point. I had no idea. We just kind of did our own thing. We currently have 3 episodes of Sword Art out. We have episode 1, part 1 and 2. We had to break it into 2 parts due to copyright reasons, which covers the entirety of the first season. And then Alfheim Online, which covers the entirety of the Alfheim arc. And then we have one last one that had the lines recorded and everything ready to go for 6 years now. But editors were a bitch to come across, and so now Doger's working on it. And he's just working on it when he has time. So it'll get done eventually. And, you know, he'll get paid for it. Like we pay all our editors. So, it'll happen. It'll happen. It's got Purple Eyes in it, by the way. Yeah.
That's right.
That was the last thing he recorded for us. Haven't talked to him since.
6 years late, and now it's going to be the last thing the internet sees from Purple.
I know, right?
Calculated.
Yeah, so that's 6 years. He recorded for it, and it was the last time I ever got to talk to him. I haven't spoken to him since, unfortunately.
I missed the what was the Halloween shitpost? The Halloween, like, zombie survival team, whatever it
Oh
is.
my god, the zombie survival team. Holy shit. Set the
How
way
did
back.
you get a headshot with a nuke? How do you not get a headshot with a nuke? That's the only part of that garbage that I remember.
Yeah, and that would have been Purple Eyes too. Like, it would have actually been...
It was the scene, it was specifically the scene where the Flea bomb from Code Geass goes off on the big city, and then it cuts to, like, another city's crater because editing, and it's like, oh yeah, look at the kill streak. I'm gonna bring out the
fucking headshot. How do you get a headshot with a nuke?
Yeah, just like, look at all them headshots. Headshots. How did you get a headshot? Yeah, C2. How did you get a headshot with a nuke? How do you not get a headshot with a nuke? I know the inflection and everything.
Yeah.
Also, Isaac doesn't know who Purple Eyes is, and I am now scared.
Purple Eyes, what the fuck? He is
He's the guy who did Code Geass
Code
Abridged,
Geass
also known as
and
Code Mint.
Yep, he is
He's also the only other person that seriously attempted in any capacity to do One Piece Abridged.
Yeah, you know the worst part too is, like, he's the only one on the internet, abridger wise, that could just do the dumbest shit, and he just got a free pass. Like
Did you?
He could do whatever he wants, and
posted
people would be like,
was
"Oh, that's
just the
classic
most-
Purple Eyes." Like in one of his One Piece episodes, he flipped Luffy's mouth to give him a frown, and his fucking tongue is on the top of his mouth. No one bats a fucking eye.
Yeah,
So
no, I
do
did.
that.
I sure
We
did,
do
but I
that.
didn't care.
We do that in one of our fairy tale episodes to give Lucy a frown, and everyone loses their fucking minds.
Yeah. I guess it was also, like, in the comedy act of it, because, like, even if you do notice it in the context of the scene, it just adds to the ridiculousness of the scene.
Yeah, so it's just
Is it bad that I actually know the line too? Cody, don't you ever say that again.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah, to ninja or whatever, like a ninja. Cody, never say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just adds to the dumb of the scene.
Yeah, I know, but it's like that was my justification for when we did that in Fairy Tale. Yusei's looking at me, he's like, "Bro, are you sure we can do this?" I'm like, "Dude, Purple Eyes did it, and no one cared about that, so why can't we?" Dude, everyone. Fucking
cares.
everyone.
But yeah, you talk about the dumbest stuff. The last thing he ever made was the
Digimon.
the Digimon Season 2 maximum shitpost, and I swear he had every drug there was. Oh, that thing is just all over the place.
There's our boy Dolus. Look at that dapper motherfucker.
Oh.
Oh, good night, Carl. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.
Oh shit, lost her.
Ah.
Yes, Purple Eyes has retired as well. Like, Purple Eyes and TFS retired in the same month.
His was more ambiguous, but he's definitely gone off the internet.
Yeah. Dude's a father now. Like, I can't. I don't know if I feel sorry or envious of that child. Like, straight
Yeah.
up. I don't know.
The last video before I embark on an exciting new journey, so take that as you will.
Yeah.
But that was, yeah, that was the very tail end of February.
Yep. Well, guys, there we are. That's Dolus, our main antagonist. He gonna kill ya.
No, he won't.
Right.
If you die, he can't do his job.
Black Hand.
You're
will
gonna
kill
want
you.
to die. You're gonna want to die, though.
Yeah, the Black Hand will kill you. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this 3-month adventure of creating our 12 main characters, I guess, main supporting characters. It's been a trip. This has been a trip.
It's been a trip.
And God, it doesn't feel like it's been 3 months. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been one hell of an experience. Starting next week, we will be back to Classic Dogger Tuesdays that you can see on our gaming channel. By the way, we have a gaming channel. You should go subscribe there. We also have a Patreon for those of you who want to go that extra mile. 100% optional. You don't need to, but you also get a lot of really cool perks. So there's that. One of which is the $50 and up tier. If you so choose, you can work with Miki and have a character made in your likeness or otherwise that will appear in chat.
Boop.
And if you are a maximum, or not a maximum overdog, but if you are an executive producer, which is our $100 tier, you get ground level stuff. You get to see everything as it's made, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. And you help influence the direction of a lot of our stuff because we use you as a test audience and get your thoughts. So there's that. People are saying that they think his head looks
No,
bad
he's
to me.
leaning forward. It's called perspective.
Yeah. But yeah, he is bowing. You know, he's like,
Yep.
hello. You know, he's doing the proper shtick.
Yep. Curtsy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the oh.
So,
Yeah, leaning forward, left shoulder is back. Yep.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, with that said, starting next week, Classic Dogger Tuesdays will be back. Miki will be back the first Tuesday of every month to do fan art streams. If you would like to submit an idea for the fan art streams, you are welcome to do so. We have pinned the message in our fan art Discord server, or the fan art chat in our Discord server. Additionally, I will post it here in the chat for you guys, so there you go. If you want to submit some fan art that Miki may or may not make live on stream, go for it. So, with that said, guys, thank you so much. This has been incredible. Keep an eye out for the audition video. I don't want to say it'll be out soon, but I mean it'll be out sooner as opposed to later, I guess. So keep an eye out for it. And it depends on when Miki is able to do the stream in regards to how many fan art things are done per stream, as well as the complexity of the fan art. So that's up to Miki's discretion.
Doop doop. You are at my whim now.
Yep. So with that said, guys, thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and go subscribe to our gaming channel. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining us.